Like, is it starting or what? Game, relax.
Experts in this composition. They've run it a lot of times, and this year they're completely undefeated on the side of Team Heritage.
W shot.
That they only have that one rep against Giant X with this composition, or maybe do you think, Tom, that it gives them an edge because they haven't shown everything that they possibly have?
I don't think that Fnatic are going to be like blown away with the surprise of this composition, but I do think that especially the Killjoy can be a little bit more difficult to run when you have a tail on the other side. Like your delay and your setup can be obliterated if those salvos are put into good positions.
Okay, guys, let's wait no longer. I don't know about you, but besides a feeling 22, I missed Pampok, so I'm just gonna toss it over to them
Yo,
again.
whoa, thank you for the tier 1 sub, appreciate it, bro.
Again, as well, sorry.
Nah, don't worry about it. We are genuinely very on for this one. We are very excited for this. Fnatic up against Heretics. It is the best of the best, right? We've had the best of EMEA through what, 2023 up against now the 2024 team that kind of took the crown from them. We've got undefeated sides. Both
do I have the way on? Yeah.
One game away from getting into Toronto. That's what it is. There's so much on the line between these two. Both in great form currently. After what was really a bit of an underwhelming start to the year, both
Let's get the show started, chat.
Sure. Yeah, and I wouldn't even say this is almost redemption, but this is kind of return to expectations. When you look at both of these rosters coming in, I mean, early on, there were questions around Crashes and whether or not he'd be able to find his footing. True. I think that question's been answered massively on the side of Fnatic, and even you think back to, you know, what Alfio was saying in one of the interviews, I'm seeing
we're holding
movement here. And they're feeling confident, yes. And I think that's a byproduct of why we see a clean record on Fnatic's side.
I mean, it's been marvelous seeing them put all the pieces together for the Fnatic side, and of
You're
course,
my idol.
As well.
Thank you, bro.
Similar things, watching them bounce back. It's hard to be a.
How are you watching for Egypt? I'm doing good, thank you. How are you, bro?
You only have to look as far to
you go to YouTube or something. You're behind, huh?
To maintain consistency.
Wow. What do you mean? I'm not even that far behind.
Remake here, we do have a monitor issue.
I have my own delay, that's fine.
So, we will get that restarted.
Oh, tech pause already.
It won't take too long. Again, apologies for this. We're just gonna get everything right here.
Well, with new equipment in,
yes.
I guess it's better to happen now, the start of the series, before getting a map underway. But
the hate watchers are eating so good right now.
Oh yeah.
There's Reddit threads. I don't even want to refresh the VLR tab right now. No. They're eating today. But as I said, let's get it all started now. Again, a lot of the kind of additional time we've been taking to getting into these games, in between the games, and what.
Let's get right into this, boys.
Been to get the players comfortable with the new setup.
Let's see the show started.
Everything we can to ensure this goes smoothly. We don't want those stop and starts. So sadly, yes, it has happened at the beginning here, but fortunately, this should be a quick fix, I want to say. Just because it is a monitor issue, I do hope, at worst, it'll be a change out.
Remove the delay? I can't, bro. I have to restart my entire stream, bro.
Nice and quickly, we have had an update just now. We've got about 3 minutes, hopefully. If all goes to plan, we're about 3 minutes away from jumping back in. So again, thank you.
Bro, 3 minutes? I could have finished the map, chat. Fuck, bro. I could have beat the map at that point.
So far.
Are you serious, bro?
I do want to come back as well to the composition discussion, because I think Tom's kind of...
I could have beat the map at that point, bro.
Alfia's role is kind of difficult, and it's not even to say that it's about the approach for Heretics, but just by nature, right? The anchor becomes very vulnerable when you have both initiators to set up Miniboo playing the way he is. He can get ahead of util. It's not as if, you know, they get bogged down in choke points. They have so much util to clear space for him to move into, and that's where Miniboo has really thrived.
Yeah, bang on. Again, you could look through all of this, right? You've got the Boo against Boaster, Mini Boo against Kayak. There's so many comparisons to look at with these two. And again, both of them being the kind of paragons of EMEA's excellence throughout the various years here. So
your accent is pure American.
It's quite nice to actually see them
pretty
finally
much
go head-to-head in this scenario, both on that rebuild phase, both finding their footing throughout this. And if I'm not mistaken, again, keep in mind I don't have my normal notepads. They're still in Berlin
Who's
somewhere.
you taking
but
that game?
I'm pretty sure Brooklyn only ever lost on
Fnatic
Sweden
2?
Ascent, if I'm not mistaken.
Did I
as
play
well.
Marvel Rivals?
Similar.
Yeah, I played Marvel
Well,
Rivals a couple
actually
hours ago.
terrifyingly similar. It looks like the issue has been resolved. We're just going to be restarting the lobby just to keep you guys up to speed. So, again, shouldn't take too long, and we should be back nice and quick.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
like,
think
this
the
game-
only other outlier, I guess, from this year would be the loss versus Liquid.
It's gonna take so much
on
longer because of the tech pause.
Obviously back in the lower finals, but again, same composition. You could call that a kind of a blip in the radar, but that was with the previous composition from Heretics, which was the Astra and the Fade, I believe.
Brother, my mind doesn't go that far back these days.
There's your chair? Oh shit, my shit fell.
Someone somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't have
so-
another chair chat.
If
Yeah.
it's
Can't afford one.
Obviously, another point that's
No, it's perfect.
It's possible to shut down Mini Boo and versus Giant X.
Doesn't even exist.
I wouldn't even say the one example of him being shut down, but certainly not having as much freedom, and it certainly wasn't reflected the same in terms of by the
Hi, why can the
numbers.
stream was there a specific reason for the 24-hour? Nah, I just wanted to game out, bruh.
Yeah, just
Which is weird to say that it was Giant X on the other side of that equation.
isn't it?
but-
Isn't it? It certainly does make you put a little question mark by it. Just waiting to see if these issues are resolved. Seeing someone rejoining the lobby now. Again, trying to be as transparent with you guys as possible. Obviously, it's not what we were after, but I do see players starting to sit up. So things should be looking good. We've got players coming back into the lobby. So it should start nice and quickly again. Obviously, not how I wanted this one to begin, but, you know, feels like it almost had to have one. Get it out of the way. And then we'll be underway. But how are we feeling about the veto, though, Mike? Anything
Are
standing
you gonna
out
watch
to you?
the 2 of the games as well? Yes, sir, I will be. Unfortunately, I will be
don't
watch
think
partying those
any
2.
Surprises. Like I said, other than the loss to Liquid, both teams very well versed on Lotus, especially with obviously Heretics finding their groove across the map pool with the neon kind of showing here.
That
and
shit
there.
is in 3 hours, bro.
Well, probably the
Oh
best
my
showing
God.
we've seen from Heretics, certainly adopted this. Again, the breach Teo, it's not traditional, but it's to reinforce that front line. It's to put
Of
Mini Boo
course.
into positions quickly, particularly on the attacking side, obviously, to get ahead of Util, get into the back lines, and completely open up round single-handedly.
Yeah, and again, another little update. We're just going through the ready checks now, so that should only take a moment, and then we'll be resuming shortly. So once again, thank you for your patience, and hopefully everything from this point onwards will be running smoothly. So, I'm with you on all of the points, though, Michael. I can't say I disagree at all.
Even to come
Go
back to
ahead.
that, I just looked at it, versus Giant X, it was the 13-8, and even so, Mini Boo still went even in open duels. It was 6 first kills, 6 first deaths. So even if he's going to get into that position and you still find the trade, he's done his job. It's not as if I'm talking about the other maps where Mini Boo's almost gone, kind of double positive and absolutely
nuclear.
farmed the enemy team.
Absolutely.
Even if the plan B is for him to get in, get his.
We're supporting here? I mean, let's go Fnatic too.
The second layers being Rians and Wu, they have looked fantastic this stage.
They certainly have, and something else that looked fantastic is getting back into game. So thank you for
Oh my god, we're in this fucking year.
Go! So, jumping in, if you are just joining us, Heretics will be on the attacking side here, and Fnatic on the defense.
Yeah.
Again, the parallels between these two feels like you could go on for hours, but we have to see the proof in the pudding once we are in on the server. Looking at this, do see the Sheriff out for Alpha, and Kronach.
Fnatic are just running the standard comp.
Ghost with just that reinforcement.
Which
of
in
the
this
light
meta,
shields
I
with the
mean,
classics.
not the best, but
You're getting underway now.
I feel like they're at a comp diff already.
We'll see,
I feel like Team Heretics have the better comp already.
little play out actually from C from Fnatic. So they're not going to be anybody on the other side to greet things. Was
Wood's
on the
reaction,
technically on the other side, but now anticipating a flank coming through.
So aware from Woot, really heads up, time to tuck back into the pack. And that should be very informative though, but it looks like they're trying to pivot themselves through towards B.
Which there is a little bit of a gap, but potential here for a pinch. If that's the end goal. They're very cautious in approach here. Obviously, Wall will go up on the flank. Spike not committed just
Well,
yet.
they know it's
A
not
bit of an
B.
awkward position with Boo here.
The
He's
Spike
got
is in a
wide
bad
open
spot
cross now,
here.
Down to 32 HP.
Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble calling back Rien's potentially to try and assist here. Now it looks like Fnatic don't want to continue down that path incompletely. You still
Wow,
have
he got
Alpha
away with
semi
that.
nearby, but you're going to see Chronicle rejoin towards that B site and maybe work their way back through. But a bit of a standoff, really, of who moves first. And, of course, Heretics will have to eventually get towards that A site. Benji trying to lock down towards that mini room. Boast has already cleared him.
Ooh.
That's the, well, I mean, the wall was already triggered, but that's all that post-plant utility potentially removed. Any of that pressure he could have had. They're really cornered in on this site, Mike.
Yeah, and full control of the flank as well, with Alpha kind of hanging around here. You see the pings coming through towards Woot's position. He almost has to find something. He actually caught in the seas, but able to duck away.
Oh, wow, how did he get away from that?
That's lovely. Trying to face this smoke together. Oh! Rien's more than faces it.
Oh, wow.
Finds Chronicle inside it. Do they
Lucky
still
spam.
Kayak? We're going to need some pressure to come in through tree or through CT.
God damn.
Something to turn the eyes away here.
Rien's
The
ace here?
Heretics are pretty happy. They're not feeling pressured. Finally, the punch has come back in, but Rien's is on a tear here. He might be the one to have to stand and deliver all by himself, but the time, has gone. And I think Crashies knows that. Beautiful attempt, but just too late.
It almost felt like Fnatic was sitting back waiting for somebody to get aggressive
Audio
on the side of
delayed.
Heretics, but with a blind kill into smoke, completely stops them in their tracks. I have to see whether or not they were actually in the replay for caught any of
I'm
that,
just
but
not
whether or
sure
not
what
they
you guys
went
want me
on
to
a
do that
cooldown or
about
something.
that.
You see then the next step being Kayak's kind of just
That ain't on me.
waiting to wait for something to happen, but it never ends up coming through. I mean, Ria's done fantastically well.
Okay, so the right click did
The
not.
answer's there from Crashies, but
It's still doing.
deciding that one for them. The Heretics
And-
on the board first.
Again, for me, if
There we go.
Rien
Should be
gets
better
a
now,
bit
should be
of
better
music
now.
going, then I'm on board a little bit more, right? 'Cause I
Should be
know
good
that
now,
we're
should be
gonna
good.
Deliver. I know that we've got Woot up there. I know that we've got like Benji being a bit more clutch these days. But if Rien starts activating, getting that like good game started, that's a scary Heretic.
One
Right?
stinger.
That is a very scary concept. Now, in this sort of round, you're looking at what Fnatic are bringing in. It's not a great deal. Getting a good lay of the land, though, would be valuable. Understand what's going to be coming their way. Get a bit of a grip on it, and maybe try and get a couple of kills. Make it costly if they can. Again, at this point, Minibu's got to be cautious. There's a lot of pressure in here. This seems a little bit untoward.
A bit of a team kill. Wait, how did Kayak not die there?
Okay, that's
What the
probably
fuck?
not how
He was in the
they
aftershock,
go,
no?
Mike, and I get
What the
worried
fuck?
here. I don't think you can make those mistakes against this Fnatic.
Whether or not the weapon being passed across is going to make a difference, but Crashies down to 49 HP was tagged up in that exchange. Still tagged up, but yeah, it's Woot to wrap tree and find the kill regardless. Looking for no more deaths ideally here, and yet Rien's and Benji
Better.
finding 2 kills. Now just Chronicle left.
Yeah, felt like they got a bit serious towards the end.
You think it's
there.
winning? I think
I'd say
Fnatic too.
Minibu, hey, make a play, make something happen. Sure, that felt a bit too far, especially with the weapon he's coming in with. Maybe not the ideal choice. I mean, he's still got one, and he died to Rien's. If anything, it's not technically his fault, but felt a little bit wild. But hey, it's still Heretics. They found that stability in the end. They're going to walk away with 4 standing, and Chronicle only gets out with that Marshall.
He's not saving this, right? Okay.
Hey, fine. Yeah. This obviously is a lesser purchase from Heretics here. Still going to get away. I mean, the priority being the Bulldog and the Guardian. Chronicle's just going to give it up to Spike now. So 2 on the board for Heretics. Again, you can see here respect shown at the start. They're kind of anticipating Fnatic maybe setting something in motion. Again,
Yo, I swear he's inside of that
the
shit, bro.
fail-safe being, right? Put mini
He's inside of that shit, bro. No?
But I mean, he's got his.
I guess he was traded.
Rien's is the one.
It was that us inside of that shit, bro. No?
Just ult economy. It's just controlling the ult.
Well,
economy.
welcome to Fnatic. There's going to be Odin's. There's going to be the Viper.
I feel like that should have been the kill, bro. I'm gonna be
Now,
honest.
if you're Heretics, you've got to be aware of this. I want to see if that Guardian's maybe put to practice towards that. If there's something they have in mind of dissuading this positioning. We've seen that they can be a little bit versatile with be a Chronicle here or Boaster here. But I do want to see how well this gets dealt with and how far that gets checked, if I'm honest, Mike, because you can't let them stick towards this. It is so oppressive.
You've got to show respect to it. A little bit of utility invested here. Kayak's going to allow safe passage, but actually finds Minibu.
Hey, that's the tip of the spear gone, and Minibu's been good for it. Normally, he'll get you a 1 at least, but Woot hindered on the way across so far. trying to slip ahead. He's made it towards this, and he's got the spike. So if he gets a little too lost in this, ooh, that could be an issue. Now, Boaster going to be challenged, is running low on bullets, down to about 8, so has to back away, pop the smoke up, get the reload.
Yo, Boaster is that ass out of the round. Oh, never mind, they let him reload. I was gonna say, if they pushed him out, he was reloading that Odin. It takes like 8 seconds to reload it.
Looking at other options now.
Really weird pause, but Heretic have actually found themselves a little bit of space to work with now. B site wide open for the taking. Yes, from the previous series as well, we're asking the same question, testing the B site retake. Satchel will break. Oh, I actually thought it broke the plant, but it didn't.
No, still got that one through. So time on the side. 2 noted on the drone as well here. Woot still expecting maybe a swing or some pressure coming in from that top side, but eyes back towards that seaside connector. Timing on that. Ooh, he's playing it really close.
Awkward.
But he's got a corner to play into. Nice from him. Boaster could spam that out for all he likes, but Woot somehow dodging it like Neo. Only down to 66, still standing, still breathing, and down to this 4v4. Rienz starts to get
Yo, what the fuck are Fnatic doing?
Back. They have to get away in, and they've got nothing here.
What the fuck is Fnatic doing?
But back away and save.
Well, or not. That's going to be the setup for
Bro, what?
the side going forwards. So typically, Fnatic able to coordinate very effectively in terms of retaking B, but not this time around. 3 on the board now. What to say? I'm curious actually. Again, eyes go towards the replay. I mean, Woot has just no respect at all towards Fnatic here with the Guardian as well, getting super aggressive. It's Rienz to set things in motion once again with the fault line also. That second push back towards CT.
They moneyed them, bro. Guys.
Did they molly themselves?
Bro, even Team Heretics got no idea what the fuck is happening, bro.
Incredibly slow at starting that retake. It felt like the tempo was completely off, so maybe there was something that hindered the progress, but you can see the impact it's already had. Heretics get to convert, you know, bonus going forward. They're on 3 and 0. They're going to start building up those ults. You heard Rienz invest his, sure, but hey, if that's your failsafe, if that's your make sure we get this one, hey, screw it. You know what I mean? That's fine. But at this point now, it's Chronicle with just that hero rifle, and that's all they got.
Yeah, I'm with you. The investment comes through, and if it's around the forces, Fnatic back down to a lesser purchase. You can't question it, really. Sheriffs to complement Chronicle's rifle. Benji and Boo both find kills now.
Damn.
Both sides of the map as well. Seaside now down, and one close on the other side. It is a Boaster smoke. Kayak tries to find a little bit of a corner to play from, get a bit cheeky, pushing up. And it's just been caught. Heretics is default. Really good awareness. I like this again. If you're looking at Heretics, they're crossing the T's, dotting the I's. They are doing what is necessary, right?
What team they're for now? Yeah.
Passive, patient default, about 30 seconds. They do need to start.
Yeah, Fiesta, no, depends, like 4 to 600.
With the rifle, 25 seconds. You might be considering that look towards
On stream. I don't know about off stream.
They're running this late.
Give us some joy.
They are, but the flash actually forcing Chronicle off the angle. Can't shut down Miniboo on the way in. The smoke will seal off the side for the time being. Miniboo finds it, Benji to follow up, and it's an in-zone flawless here. For Heretics 4th. Again, kind of calling it a weird pause in between in the previous round, but here it's very tempered, considered. Yes. Fnatic have kind of a ratty setup. I guess is the second wave, but like you said, with both kills coming out on opposite sides of the map, it gives Heretics so many options. Unfortunately, Chronicle can't get much done there with the rifle.
I will find you, Omen.
Ultimates, I guess, well, on the brink of ultimates for Fnatic.
Oh, look at the pace here. Look at this. Right off the rip. Miniboo in, taking space.
Wow.
Does get down to 25 HP though, so yes, he's in the back lines, but he's fragile.
The EMA rushes continue. Bomb planted in the first 20 seconds of the round.
From Miniboo is curious. Rather than sitting safe on CT or backing away, he might have the flank of the century.
They're not expecting this at all.
They have no idea about this. Does he pull the trigger on the first? He does. Spots out 2 more. He doesn't need to do too much. He's got teammates to bank on, and they're there for him. Heretics finding the smallest of margins to operate from.
Oh my god, Chronicle. Holy shit, Chronicle.
On the site, but bloody hell, that almost flipped around. Credit to Fnatic, credit to Chronicle.
You watching the matches? Yeah, I am.
The damage back. But that felt
I'm watching all of them.
Knife's edge there. Heretics with Miniboo's heroics nearly undoing all that damage early on.
Yo, how did Chronicle
it's
put them
this
all
sort
down
of
there?
Scenario, right? Doesn't find a kill, but he's so slippery immediately up into heaven.
Bro,
and
you
he's
wizard beamed them.
backstabbing the A site setup. I mean,
Oh, wow.
the timing's fantastic. You almost, in that situation, leave Boaster and go for the.
That's
He's
pretty
inside the
quick.
smokes, right? Leave Boaster, go for a second kill, but maybe a little greedy in the moment. But it's Chronicles 3K on the way back in that swings it for Fnatic.
Yo, me and Alfie got match knives, bro.
Kron too. That
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
real
Coincidence?
nice. If he's got a bit more of that.
I was running the
A
Sovereign.
little bit of a high-low setup. It looked like
Post
for a
put.
second.
Him
Over that
too.
box on A. The downfall of Sugetsu. But at this point, could be rewarded. Kayak has support here. That smoke will occlude some of the vision, but he still has at least one by his side. Now spotted, has to get out of there, and they fall back slightly.
Shadows traveling.
No harm, no foul initially, at least. Boaster down to 85, but still comfortable in terms of the damage.
I need some coffee? Bro, I'm chilling.
Unfortunately, Heretics.
What makes it? I think I'm tired. I'm
their
not that
sights set
tired.
towards the position of actually both Alpha and Chronicle. Only one actually got a little high-low setup here, and it delivers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Alpha the only one remaining alive, but that's fine.
Damn.
Job done. Spike spotted. Effective trading in, leaving them just with two.
Crashers no, Alpha here. Me and Alpha here.
One away, but, I mean,
The
big
Sovereign
part is really
sword.
the paranoia
Damn.
of the off angle, just so much better. Alpha closing
Alpha,
it out with
yeah.
4 in the end.
Sheesh.
That little high-low setup, Mike, was the be-all and
Your
end-all.
eyes look
Fnatic
red.
Kicking it up again now.
Yeah, and it's ballsy as well.
Trust me,
To
I'm chilling,
commit
bro.
to that, but both kills initially going their way.
Hey, dude, I'm good. I'm doing good.
I believe there was a molly below where they were positioned. Yeah, you can see here on the replay. It just so happens, even when the trade comes through, Alpha delivers even further.
Kron, what is this do, bro? What? They can't do anything to us, bro. What is?
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah, can't do anything to them. Like I said, it's on the X-ray there when you see them
Damn.
drifting towards the side. But effectively, both stall agents. But pace change here, Lauren.
Yeah,
Oh, look at all the utility. This is what I'm used to seeing. That last game that I watched, I don't know what the fuck that was, bro.
She's kind of sending it back, slowing down the pace here. The tempo now denied. Miniboo couldn't take what he wanted there.
Yeah,
He couldn't
yeah.
build up from that.
Stopped in their tracks, but an exchange of ultimates at least. Well, Miniboo's actually going to get a second shot at this.
Trying to play him in. Drone's gone in. Oh, you can see what they were
Ooh.
trying to do. He does
a
actually
crazy
catch
shot.
Chronicle, but there's still Kayak standing. Can't get past both of them. Baboo's broken through over towards trees. The fight back kicks in by the door. Fnatic, brilliant priority on the fights here. Really well handled. You could see the tempo and the pressure from Heretics was sky high. Playing through that, it felt like it could have gone either way, but Miniboo being handled after that pick, I don't know how he even got Kron there.
It's on the back of just the one ultimate as well, meaning Fnatic maintain this ult cycle. Everybody except Crashies with theirs available. Again, situation here. Miniboo's got in, he's got the kill, but the space, they can't convert that pressure
Nope.
into space behind rubble.
Nice, we got
Fnatic find the response here.
Yeah, but not
Do
here.
see
Feeling
it
it.
now. I'm hoping, well, waiting.
You got Alpha Air warming up.
Good,
We're
Heretics.
heating up.
Yeah,
Crash is heating up. Wait until they have or Chronicle already heated up.
Still
Just in
wasn't
Kayak
to
to
the good
heat
in
up.
terms of the overall score, but maybe something that Neil's spotted that needs addressing.
There's a vector.
And all things considered here, it's a broken purchase. With Benzion down on the Guardian, but some ultimates to make something work.
And yeah, it feels like you can't get a fair fight against Fnatic. You know, as much as Heretics are trying to play in Miniboo very well. I mean, you look at the utility that was being put through towards that blue room, trying to get him played in. You can see the ults there. Everything that came in, he wasn't able to convert cleanly, right? The trade's coming right back through. Yeah, you got down, who was it? You managed to get Chronicle. Okay, Kayak gets the trade. You look over towards C in that previous round.
How do you warm
got
up?
down
I don't know, by
Chronicle
playing the
again,
game,
but Alpha's there
DMs
and gets
and stuff like
4
that.
instead. They are tightening up this spacing perfectly. They are making it very hard for Miniboo to have that freedom that we know he is lethal with. If he's given too much, he can absolutely run away with the game. Right now, not being given over at all, but plenty of ults to play with here, Mike. I'd love to see them start trying to utilize this here.
You look sleepy? Yo, guys, I look a little tired.
See
Relax.
them built around
I'm good.
there, but pressure on the back of the paranoia. Force a rotation from Heretics, at least herd them away for the time being. Rian's collects the orb, one away from the Rolling Thunder now.
Did you get the breach already or no? No, they got Vital.
C here behind Alpha and Kron.
Loki should Viper ult.
Down and the pit. So if
When he
Heretics
Vital, he
find
should
Kron
Viper ult.
here, unless
They're
they
just
can
gonna
convert
save their
into some
ults.
sort of pressure into CT.
They're just gonna walk in for free.
Gonna struggle here on the retake.
Certainly would. Stalled out. 50 seconds now.
Okay, they decide not to commit.
They
They have to commit. They know they don't have a. They legit cannot go A here, bro.
See now, immediately Alpha slipped into the lockdown position. So I think Heretics are maybe.
Going A is gonna be so hard here. One paranoia from Boaster. Oh, he has the paranoia.
TP will come through. On the other side of things, actually, it's
Oh,
boom
wow.
deep now behind enemy lines.
And Bo's trying to get a bit cheeky here, trying to play off the wall, gonna catch one, punishes Woot on
That's
the
a big
crossroads from the
kill.
street, but they still have sight control. Crash is nearby with the C still in hand. Plant's gonna come in though. Nothing to deny that here. We've got a late lurk as well from Benji coming into play, but that's a while off.
Yo, what the
These
fuck?
three on the site, Mike, have
This
their
guy's on the
lurks
C bomb site, bro.
out. They've got a lot to handle.
Actually, the Rolling Thunder's
Wow, they're doing for
a
him.
little bit of time and actually force them deeper in towards the waiting hands of Benji. Finally
Oh, wow.
gets it down. Crashes will fall.
Yeah, that got dicey. Miniboo though, trying to get him
Got
out here
his.
and gets denied. He's actually got Boaster in that. I didn't. Okay, baffling to me, but fair play. 3v3 now, and they've got problems on the back lines. They try and.
Bro, he flanked the flanker. What is happening, bro? This guy's still in CT spawn.
The essence time to go, Riens. How much can you do?
What?
I mean, where are you meant to go here? It's a gamble.
He's gonna get,
it's a
he's gonna
risk.
get detained.
He can't do anything about it, and the knife's on the way. Chronicle.
The time
I mean,
Go for the knife.
were they even trying to win the round, Fnatic?
Just a moment too late there. I think maybe actually on my part, I thought there was another maybe 3 to 5 seconds when the lockdown's invested, but you see that that's why he gives it up, gets detained and kind of draws him out.
Yeah.
But again, a very fine margin for Heretics to actually win out here.
Can you volume up a bit? Yeah, I got you.
That's why we see, I mean, Kayak kind of swinging onto that. He's got no more time to wait, needs to get onto the half defuse as soon as possible. And you can even hear Benji there, just kind of crediting the
Wayne
Rolling
cooked
Thunder,
him?
the old
Yeah.
11 to force him a little deeper. Wasn't as clean as you'd like, but still got the job done.
Kill's a kill, right? Kill's a kill at this point.
That's what I say.
It's a classic. it's the Hypop special. Similar scenes here, similar starts. Only one player towards that blue room so far though, so waiting to see if that becomes exploited or even identified. Kayak taking a lot of space over towards Mound as well. Deeper line adopted now with this operator, but you can see the unorthodox angle Benji's trying to play with. Maybe aware of this, maybe considering that this could be in play. Waiting to see who
He opping
blinks
that? Yeah,
first.
he's opping that. Oh, they're gonna walk right into him.
That's the thing with
They have a shitty one way now. They can walk in on the left.
so comfortable being mobile on the defense. And another thing that's been credited is how well
Yeah, he
Boaster's
fucked up his
calling
first
right now.
one way.
So his mid rounds are probably why we see Heretics so cautious in terms of the.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What the? Yo, Buster, what the fuck?
Oh, that feels awful. After all those compliments, he dies like that, but Kayak trying to hold on to the site here. Should take away Miniboo and slow this down, but he
I mean,
has
that's
to
a great
respect the
kill.
ult that came in from Benji. So backs away,
And he stays
safely,
alive?
waits for support, and they'll have to play retake now.
Launching thorns.
A man to the good.
Yo,
call
double
too with
thorn
Reigns
on top
down
of
to
them.
14 HP.
That's crazy, bro. They break the first
Still
one, they break both
something
of
with the
them.
operator. Benji up close and personal will get punished. Now a 4v2.
Yeah, this gets tough. 10 seconds still for Woot to even have those salvos online. He kind of needs to play the site. Maybe a little bit unexpected here, but he couldn't convert onto the second, so only one to be had. Leaving Riens with 14 HP and not much to say about the matter. No util to stall, no health to play around. A solid attempt here, but Crashies, a safer pair of hands. Keeping this scoreline nice and close now at 4-5.
And Alpha's, we'll see, rifle conceded there. He'll be fairly comfortable. Have to see just how it does end up landing. Yeah, Boaster maybe just a complete misread on the timings or noting a few players because he goes for the TP. I guess to catch a rotation towards A. But Crashies wasn't necessarily under any pressure, so I'm curious as to how he's caught off guard there. You see the angle's given up by Kayak with the operator, so there's nothing to stop a dry swing onto him.
Kayak. trying to path his way out of what felt like the floor turning into lava, but he does
Huh?
get to keep himself standing. Takes a bit of damage for it, but obviously you can see the buy on the other side for Heretics. As threatening as that felt initially, it is still just Sheriffs here.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Feeling as if this one's going to be
I had the
tipped
nuggets.
towards Fnatic tying things up.
No, the chicken fingers.
That's not real food.
Oh, I'm not hungry.
It's around like this where Miniboo, love to see him have his ultimate, but Spam not connecting for Chronicle, and nothing noted from Crashes either, so it's gonna be the
Bro, not gonna lie, the odor on this map is hella annoying, dude.
Crashes does spot a few players, so
Like, they can catch you off guard like that. When they do that, you like feel a brain dead when you do that. Like, you can't be doing that when there's like 40 seconds left in the round. I'm not gonna lie.
Good hold on the first, but he takes a lot of damage.
Bro, why is Benji Fishy still on stage?
I don't like what I'm seeing. I need a bit of support here, but Rienz and Woot still doing damage. Now Rienz has got the upgrade. It may not be ideal, and it's certainly not going to
Damn.
work out. Alpha
Alpha
controls
just
the
cooking
side,
him.
sharp on the corner, and they handle all the pressure. Heretics, though, making something of that round, right? It wasn't a complete blowout. It wasn't feeling certainly too safe. They got pressured here.
I guess keeping the economy honest on the side of Fnatic. So finding the 3 kills on the back of just pistol.
He dinked him to the wall.
Like you said, great isolation on Chronicle. Unfortunate that Rien's can't get much else going with the Odin, but
Yo,
things
Alpha is
tied up
so
now,
clean,
5
bro.
apiece. Only ultimate available for Heretics being Woots, but only a couple of orbs for Rien's. Miniboo once again straight up the guts here. Plenty of space to work with.
It looked like Alpha was hunting him. He was.
Oh, Woots got a second.
Oh my god, bro. Alpha fucking ran it down.
So deadly when he gets into the flow of things.
God damn.
But it's all on Rienz again. Heretics hitting those stumbling blocks.
Bro, you have Boaster opping Chronicle on the Odin.
They've taken the lead away
And then
here, Mike. It
Alpha
feels
is
like
just
Heretics have
fucking
been- I don't
running
wanna
it
say
down.
But Fnatic understand those win cons when they come against this sort of team, when they come against your Miniboos, your Rienz, how they're
They're
trying to
feeling
approach
it,
with
bro.
Boot here. Even
They're
just
powered up.
conversationally, it feels like they have a very solid footing in handling this.
Yeah, and that almost feels like one of those rounds that's almost strat roulette for Fnatic. They're able to crunch so quickly. After they know Miniboo's kind of slipped in onto B site, in the blink of an eye, there's 2 or 3 kills that favor Fnatic. And Crash is absolutely right there. Yeah, there's no answer to that second wave of pressure. If Miniboo doesn't pin somebody down that first engagement,
Like, look how annoying this shit is, bro.
Fnatic absolutely nail the response.
And again, here we go, another attempt to set up Miniboo, to set him into motion here. And once again, someone falls, someone fails. It's Miniboo and Boo, both going down in the blink of an eye. Fnatic are so well equipped in this game. Heretics, it's rare to see them
Streaming
hit
the
this
VCT
sort
games
of
today?
hard margin where they
Yeah, I'm
just
streaming the
can't seem
VCT
to
games right now,
adjust
bro.
through.
What do you mean?
This is brilliant.
And yes,
to
I'll be
witness.
watching the
Now
games
they can
later
invest the
as
ulti,
well.
try and give them some pathing in. Give them a bit of safety to work with. Maybe secure them the plant at the least.
Wait, he broke the KGO with a breach roll?
Doesn't feel comfortable though.
Or was that with the
3v5,
tackle?
2 Guardians and a Stinger to make something from nothing here. Alpha giving the operator 20 HP on him, so expect him to play this one a little slower. Not Benji's going to be rewarded here. No. Identified immediately. The spam comes through, not connecting though. But the fault line in return could be interesting.
Nice try, but it's down on just the salvos. They've got so many bodies that they can put to this that I don't know what. I mean, it's a nice try for Wu, but there's nothing more to do, right? Just put the salvos on the spike and let's go next round, because 7-5, Fnatic, once they found that answer, once they identified their win cons, Mike, they have not dropped the ball. This has been a
Fnatic
masterclass
just
from
look better.
Fnatic in response to Heretics.
They just straight up look better.
From them. Heretics took the initial lead.
Like,
They took
individually,
the Fnatic sit
they're
at
just like
7-5.
all making better decisions. And as a team, they're just like a step ahead of them. I'm not gonna lie. Well, this is Fnatic's playground. Trust me. Trust me. I know this is Fnatic's map, bro. Trust me, I know. You ain't gotta tell me this is fucking Fnatic's fucking map. Why do you know? Tell us. I think they like 13-2'd me on this map or some shit, bro. We had like 3, 4, 5 rounds, bro. We got cooked. We got boiled. And then we got put on the grill. And then they seasoned us with spices. They called it a meal. 13-3, 13-4. I don't fucking remember, bro. We got cooked on this map.
Point there, but is what it is. But no, 7-5. How do we feel about what we've seen so far? Because I feel like there was a real clear halfway point in that first half that completely changed the pace.
Sure, and not even necessarily, I would usually credit towards the timeout, but I think we have to credit it towards Boaster's grasp on the game, right? There's a real turning point there where Heretics aren't rewarded on the front line. They're not rewarded for that initial engagement.
Was it the final? Was 13-8? Was it 13? I don't fucking remember, but like, I just remember we had no chance of winning this goddamn map against them, bro.
Second half though, new challenges.
We stood no. We went into the map going in like, bro, we fucking suck ass, and we're playing Fnatic on this. So it looked even worse than what it was.
Visually seen that round 5 hit, and then
we were ass on the Lotus.
Barely got to look back into the game.
Oh, and we changed comms after, bro.
From Fnatic, no quick moves, no quick looks.
Yo, Joe Lover 69, thank you for the prime, so appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Glimpse of a player to begin with.
Yeah, definitely cautious. Even the tap of the orb. We'll draw out smoke at least. You call it a little win for Fnatic here. At least a window of opportunity for them, but no real progress to write home about just yet.
It's oddly quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the ping's coming through now indicating Fnatic's intentions.
Oh, you saw him.
At least there, even if he doesn't see it, we'll get the minimap.
Yo, no way he just fixed that.
Back of that peak.
What a strange little round we're having here. The paranoia to break through with the Tejo salvos. Heretics with a little bit of set play in mind. Boaster tries to make a bold attempt, but Woot's having none of it. He flies in. Yeah, this has been...
Oh, wow. Wait, we got a game in our hands. We got a game in our hands, boys. Hold on.
It felt like it sat towards B.
Back from therapy. Welcome back, bro.
The paranoia, the
wait, hold on. We got a game in our hands here. 7-7 here?
There's maybe Fnatic
7-7 coming in
to maybe sniff out a stack somewhere, or maybe a little proactivity, but Heretics very well positioned to deal with that pressure once it finally comes through.
Damn.
It's actually almost a
oh, that didn't kill him?
Utility invested
That's
in
unlucky.
Yeah, Boaster desperate to try and convert the paranoia, but Woot's close enough to completely mitigate that risk.
Toxins going up.
At least bring it within 1 round now for Heretics.
Oh, Boo's about to fry them.
Timing.
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Boo's gone down. Is that Bulldog? Which side of the door did that fall on? I guess in front at this point.
Yeah,
so
it should be in front, yeah.
That's a lovely little upgrade if they can get their hands on that.
I don't think they have it. It should be on the inside. His body fell through, but not the gun.
It was on the other side, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are.
Well,
Okay.
Damn. He could have got the gun.
So got it nonetheless.
Yeah.
Crashy's happy with that.
I mean, it's lucky as well that they can't get there quicker. Miniboo obviously only on a pistol. You can see actually that's probably why Heretics almost over-rotate.
I mean, give the Bulldog to Kayak now. He has light armor.
Pick. What can Crashies do with this rifle though?
2 seconds on the horn, but he wants that corner. He wants to try and play to this. They're clearing through blue room. Certainly indicative of this B pivot now coming in.
Yeah, a ton of information though with that aftershock being invested.
Yeah, still got a little bit of kit here. Paranoia still in play too. Benji's got to respect this. Fnatic looking hungry, try and gap close on one of them. Any missteps, Heretics
Yo,
are in trouble, so they've got to
Ada,
be really careful about this. And again,
Babu, thank you for the
Crashies is your
prime.
danger
Prime, appreciate it.
man.
Have you ever played
He's got a
PUBG?
lot of work in
Like
front of him, though. If they
one
wanna make
game
something
before my
happen with
wife,
this,
like 30 minutes.
send the C's down towards the connector side, and they try and play together as
Refunded
a
the
pack,
game.
try and stay together, and it looks like they're going to try and frag out together as Crashies does take away
Wow.
Miniboo, and Benji's being held back. And Kayak gonna set him up. Just trade me, trade
Yo,
me.
this is
Well,
so
it's
good
the
from-
trade. They've lost
from
out on the site
Fnatic.
though. A good reaction from Heretics to try and fight this back. Halfway achieved.
done.
Crashies has done so well here. And I've got to say, Fnatic has done so well here. There's the horn, sat in the back pocket. It is just...
That was so good from
I am
Fnatic, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
absolutely
That
in love with
stealing
what we're
play, that
seeing
was
here today.
gorgeous.
I mean, the fact that they don't get the half forces the hand.
I said
They have to
7-7.
come through,
They said fuck that,
try and push
8-6.
a little deeper. Again, a lucky spam actually outside the smoke that gets the 2 kills onto Fnatic, but Crashy's making that Bulldog work.
And it's just that everyone was playing around it too. It wasn't just, okay, cool, we've got a Bulldog, I'll sit back and play like post-plant. It's get proactive, just trade me, I'll fly in for you. Like everyone playing as a collective, running that is just marvelous to see. And
I
again,
was
to do it
feeling
against a team
so
like
bad
Heretics.
that I missed the guy, but thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
All good. All good. And they flipped the script around. Look at the state of
Yeah, I
Heretics.
don't know. It wasn't even half.
Well, actually going to get aggressive on the back of the fault line here, potentially.
This
Double
is gonna-
stuns come through. Mini boot. Good for one, but can they control the spike now? No, Fnatic going to respond in kind.
Absolutely not. Even trying to
Gotta clean
get
up.
that Bulldog
Yeah.
back is brutal. You know, slides away in the hands of
That was a
Mini.
good
Well,
reaction.
that's gone. I can't get it back here. And we kind of talked about, or even saw earlier on, Fnatic's very slow default in these scenarios where they're happy to take their time, cross off all the list of potentials, very patient. And again, if you're Heretics, I don't mind it. Go for it. Try and make something happen on a round like that. It's no skin off my nose. But obviously, it will more than likely be 9 now for Fnatic,
What's up? No, it wasn't.
who've come into this
Yo,
very well prepared.
Casa
I feel
VOR,
we're
thank you for
seeing
the
an
prompts, I
elevated
appreciate it.
Fnatic here,
Thank you.
pushed to get stronger and a little bit, you know, further up the, I'd say, preparation list by the likes of Heretics. You can't let Heretics have their way ever.
No, you're absolutely right. They boot other side of the world to what's going on here at A
30
site.
seconds left.
Only a sheriff in hand. I was even thinking about who fell on. I mean, it's Crashes that falls.
Oh, soft?
Well, potentially a
Was it?
Bulldog that's missing.
I think you probably had it then, I don't know.
I'm not even going to go. Yeah, not even going to go for the rifle. So, and try his luck here with an exit with the sheriff. At
It
least,
wasn't.
but Kayak and Alpha.
I swear it wasn't.
Potentially looking to get a little curious.
Oh,
Ooh,
come on, Boo.
nice shot.
I'm down. If you wanna get
Give
a
us
couple
another.
more like
Give
that.
us another. One more.
One más. NT. But hey, Fnatic 3 standing.
Goodbye to
Another
me to
round
whip
on
a
the
calf.
board.
Yeah, I know it was
Heretics,
a
I'm waiting for
half.
other timeout to hit
I don't
now.
know why you guys are
Maybe not in
telling
this
me
round, I don't know, but
it was
I
soft.
gotta get a
Like,
grip on this game pretty soon.
a bunch of fucking
It's gonna
Twitch
be
chatted,
double
bro.
digits. The money's in the bin.
Ults are getting real close.
Yeah, close to the TP, but still halfway to. I mean, the real playmakers in terms of Mini Boo, Woot, and Rians and their ultimates. Really well handled from Fnatic
Yeah,
though.
you pick another, bro. Yeah, I'm taking zip.
Alpha almost hoping you would peek another one. Kind of egging Boo on. A little bit of aggression on the side of Heretics here to try and control this early engagement towards Rubble. Showstopper invested though.
Oh.
A Mini Boo, yeah. Caught with his pants down.
That's how you deal with Mini Boo, I guess. Cleared within, you know, still above a minute 15, and Alpha's punished Boo at
Damn.
the same time. It feels like the stars are constantly aligning for Fnatic. Nothing seems to be going wrong, and Heretics can't seem to get anything on their side. And it feels so rare to see, because we've had this
Fnatic are
run
playing
so
so
far in
good.
stage 1 has been both of these sides near on untouchable. So seeing
Now they're walking back
Heretics
C?
faltering and not having those nice reactions or good timeouts, those, you know, nice adaptations and adjustments, it feels quite of a stark contrast to how that regular player's kind of gone.
Obviously going to be a pretty rough decision to make here if they don't get a kill ahead of Fnatic potentially finding a plant. It's freestanding. It'll be Fnatic on double digits. Like I said, the money in the
30
bin
seconds
effectively.
left.
for Heretics. Benji not in a position to really stop this. The information will be there. Can you find a kill or two on the backstab? At least one.
Yeah, nice from Benji. Still very paranoid about that very long-term eventual flank that is coming in. Chronicle slowly but surely getting there. He's going to have to bank on the rest of the boys to find some impact. Yeah, Boaster going down does change things here. Bonk. Yeah. Okay, so they know
You didn't hear the wall.
there is a player behind them. Does this then spur them on towards the site? Because there'll always be a little bit of caution shown from Kron, right? You can't just run in there, but Kayak ready to receive. And now Crashies is down low. It's not. Oh! Woot, you are an animal! What is going on with Woot right now? Crashies? 13, not gonna happen. Woot's had a belter.
That was a
round.
crazy
Give me
round
that
from Woot.
replay.
Holy
Some
fuck.
of these shots, it looked ridiculous.
And snatching that away. It was a 5v3 for Fnatic.
Oof.
Great work from Heretics. Again, a player that's delivered time and time again in the form of Woot. And like I said, it makes it a little awkward because at some point there you're thinking, yeah, if Heretics don't find a kill ahead of the plant,
I'm watching the
what,
Sentinels
somebody
game,
falls
yeah.
ahead of being able to establish some sort of formation in the retake, you got to think they're looking towards saving those rifles. So almost a huge bailout.
Oh, we've got a fast start here for Miniboo with the salvos coming in. Yeah, looks like it. Trying to set him up again, but we saw, I mean, well, they don't have Kayak's ult this time, right? So, a little bit different in that regard.
Looking to maybe punish the TP of Boaster across towards Rubble here. Will Boo get oh,
Nah.
the sixth sense is tingling for Alpha.
My spidey senses. And he's not alone in this. He does at least have a player on the side trying to kind of maybe, you know, shoulder it with him. But if that door gets swung, Boo's in a bit of a bother.
I mean, problem being like Crashies isn't there, Kayak's not there, so they don't really have any util to fish this out.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
wow.
love that. You love that if you're Boo, right? You've taken a risk, and it's rewarded. Heretics need a couple of those to open up the door to this game again. Threading the needle. There's 3 players now. Try and make something out
No,
of
I've been awake this whole time.
No one's actively playing from Waterfall. Moot's not investing the ult for that, but they're going to go for the fight towards CT. Opting to try and isolate.
Technically, I've been up for 24 hours already.
There.
I woke up around
yeah,
like
the drone being used just a little bit
11 a.m.
deeper.
yesterday.
They're not letting them get aggressive.
And I started my stream like 7 hours after into my day.
Traded out. Just left on.
So right now I've been up for 24 hours.
Crashies now. A hope and a prayer inside the smoke. Mini boot to find another. It'll be Heretics up to 8 now, chipping away that financial advantage that Fnatic did have. Seeing Chronicle down at 450 and 300, obviously with the plant coming into effect. We'll see just how it lands.
Getting so tired.
Yeah, you're right. Boo, rewarded massively here. Like I said, it is risky, but you got to be so diligent with some of these. Well, if there's, like I said, if there's no Crashies and no Kayak, kind of that shift walk in and try and pin somebody down at the entrance of B main feels so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're bang on. I mean, as you said, if it wasn't Crashes or Kayak,
Who's not checking that? Yeah.
You still had Woot.
I know a thing
Right?
or two about that in
It's
corners.
util or it's nothing. There's no other way about it. But Mini Boo, yeah, bye. What are we up to, Crashies? Just taking a walk, taking a little bit of a walk.
Oh wow.
And Kayak taking heads. How has he got Benji there? Mini Boo, fair enough. Benji, I guess, was just shouldering the corner, but now the plant's potentially open. And
Yo,
it was some
Chewy,
great
I think you're the
upgrades,
tier
one away
1
from
person
Kayak's
to
ult.
appreciate it.
This is huge. Alpha's already got his.
Concern being, Rienz and Wu both have their ultimates. Both going to get invested here, and it's looking as if Kayak's going to fall.
Yeah, no escaping that one.
Damn.
No way out.
That's tough.
Chronicle, oh my word, it's
No, fuck the
Yeah, I
utility.
had to chase that one down.
He's detained anyways. Not
Rienz
anyway.
playing behind the smoke here, desperate to try and defend.
Wow,
On
range.
towards Alpha, and now Boaster. Look, we complimented him in this clutch before, but I don't think he can do anything about this.
No.
Boo up on the ledge, making it near on
Wow.
impossible to even spam. Well handled by Heretics, and
What a retake.
we're starting to see that like depth to them, right? We're seeing that shift of depth here. Heretics fumbled, they hit a brick wall. Now Fnatic are having those same feelings.
I mean, credit where credit's due. Fnatic springboard off that opener from Kayak.
That was a Fnatic round win, to be honest.
But it's Heretics to win out.
Oh, Benji she was one shot already.
From Kayak to find, but yeah, Benji just looking to counter swing off it.
Yep.
I mean, at the point where you're thinking, yeah, the Rolling Thunder and Woot's Ultimate have only found the one, there's a chance that Fnatic can
Guys, good job.
kind of re-establish themselves, but
Bro, everyone be fucking
the
screaming.
kill from Rien's that almost seals Fnatic's fate.
Mate, Brienne's is having a heater of a game too. Like,
And a heater of a stage.
Yeah, look, there was room at the top, right? Leo not here, he's been eyeing it up. He's having a little look. He's pretty much filling those shoes. At the moment, sitting at 20 to 12, top of the board for both sides. Actually, closest nearby, what, 16 for Kayak, who's been doing very well himself, obviously. But timeout for Fnatic, the 3 in succession, enough of a worry, which is respectable.
Yep.
But the adjustments.
Team Heretics have no girls coming up.
You know,
And the thing about Fnatic, they have like
brings out, because it looks like Heretics have just got that ball.
3 also almost 4 O's coming up.
We saw Fnatic establish themselves in the first half.
It might be like 9-9, but like
It's interesting,
Fnatic are gonna make this like 10-9 with Fatal, then 11-10 or 11-9 with Rizzo, and then they have Viper ult. So they have hella rounds to like
that's just looking for contact
pile rounds, or hella ults to like pile up with rounds. You just gotta use them good
the
here.
slower rounds are sometimes actually a beautiful setup here. It's only one though.
Oh wow, didn't even need the ult.
Damage done to him, he's down to 55, so
Got his.
almost argue Miniboo's over-delivered in that situation. But a beautiful setup though.
Yeah, it's like Miniboo's just like the glass cannon, right? You just throw him in. He'll
See
get
what
you
sticks.
one. Yeah, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But he normally does get his one, which is the scarier factor. And as you said, over-delivered with Kayak now down to 55. But it puts Boo in a predicament. He's going to have to try and deal with Fnatic's slow approach. It feels like death by 1,000.
No, that should be easy for Fnatic. I mean, he still has the result. Just use the result this round.
Barely making it
You
past
guarantee
Rumble
the
at this
10-9.
point. And we're at 48 seconds.
And Fnatic just edging closer and closer towards A site. I guess that stat kind of reflected in the way that we see Heretics play as well. They're happy to wait things out. They know.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, they're making this fake look so bad that they're gonna know what to say.
Single somebody out.
Face your fear.
That's a big indicator for Boo now. And no paranoia here. Only a smoke to really slow things down. Fnatic will find a plant. 12 seconds left on the clock, so. Absolutely, Jib.
Oh my god.
Beheads Alpha, yeah.
See ya, Alpha. Even he's like, wait.
Put his ass down.
So we're gonna be down to the 4v3.
Is this your lane? No, this match literally doesn't matter.
Oh my god, that could have been huge.
What?
Oh,
How did he not kill Woot?
HP.
He had 4 HP.
She's hungry for it now.
Oh.
I would just go up,
He was
bro.
thinking about it. The time
4
ticking, they're gonna
HP.
move forward, finds one, looks for a second,
Oh my
gets
god.
in control.
Oh my
It's
god.
there for Crashes.
What a Rizzo out of
Freaking
Kayak.
set in motion by the ult from Kayak, and Fnatic just get across the line.
And I think you see the moment there that Crashes gets the info. As soon as Kayak sees his damage after he falls, he's like, yeah, you don't need to challenge.
They're playing for Siege for Toronto?
I have
And that
full
was the
stacks.
opener
No, they're
there,
playing
nothing for Chronicle to really do in that situation.
He said, I have one third. He one tapped me. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, Crashes, beautiful adjustment. Actually, the paranoia comes through at the perfect time as well. That will get Fnatic back on top, or I guess, well, argue back in control, but at least double digits on the board now.
Probably one of the best imports that we've seen. Gotta say it, Crashies, from what was a very shaky start. There was a lot of people putting question marks by his name. Could he ever even get close to the level of performance previous? You've got to say it, throughout this stage, he has been outstanding.
I think you as well. It's one of those situations where you have to almost address the out of game as well. He's really come out of his shell in terms of his personality, and it's a lot more vocal. You can see he's smiling a lot more.
Yeah, they're playing for Seed 1 for playoffs.
Yeah, wow.
Wrong person to ask.
I was going to misspeak there, but
Well,
considering the paranoia on the side of Boo, but holding on to it for the time being. a huge hole in the defense here towards B site. The retake's going to be tested once more.
Yeah, it's gonna have Kayak on his own for a moment here, though. Turns the flash. You just
Oh,
can't
wow.
flash zoomers like this. I swear to God. Oh my! I thought he had a follow up there, but it's Boo and Mini
Oh,
Boo
wow,
quick
the brothers.
flash. How? How did both of them just
Mini
rack
Boo and
them
Boo.
up like that? Alpha.
Well, screw the retake.
Sorry,
The
Jesus.
retake was
Alpha.
absolutely perfect.
Alpha has been absolutely bullied by Boo like twice now. That one tap before, it's like he's playing against Scream, but only Boo against Alpha. That's the only time he's hitting those. It's ridiculous.
I'd love to see how this engagement actually pans out on B though.
30 seconds.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, they
That's
just completely
crispy
shut him
from
down. That was
Like,
crazy.
you expect it from Mini Boo, right? You're like, yeah, fair play.
That's the wrong Boo.
Yeah. Big man Boo.
But Boo does have those moments where he does shine.
Look, we've had a couple of IGLs starting to pick up the mechanical side of things too. Like, this isn't a good example of a game, I guess, in that regard for Boaster. He's on 8 to 15, he's fine. But I think a lot of people have been saying, like, mechanically he's looking a lot sharper with it. We've obviously got Boo out here
absolutely.
doing wonders.
Absolutely agree.
We have no crowd? No, I don't think they have a crowd for today's game, they said.
Individually, I think he's looking in the best shape he's ever been.
True.
And
True. Have we
when
got a
you
full
cut-
play stack? Hold on.
The fucking TDM on there.
Oh, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But Mini Boo clearing it up, takes away Boaster,
Yeah.
removes that initial threat and initial presence. And
Yeah.
Fnatic are once again reset down to 4 with no space to work with.
Yeah, same sort of thing we saw earlier, trying to punish that TP. This time it pays off. B site though, Woot gonna have to deliver. Finds the first. Able to slip away though. Now on the X-ray you see a triple stack behind this Alpha. Gotta be crazy to swing back onto it.
3 players in the middle of the map.
That Jim though.
A lot of pressure on Boo now. Has to fall off that. Willing to post up on the
I mean,
angle.
this is looking
For
like
Alpha,
11,
it is
bro.
his nemesis.
Yo, Christina, thank you for
Which
the
is wild.
perhaps
That Boo is
appreciation.
getting the better of Alpha. Not something that I
Looking like
I
11
bank
for
on
Team
all that
Heretic.
often, but Crashies. Banging
Yeah, I'm
shot.
gonna just
Boo
stop
once
saying
again
things.
does it. He's got Alpha's number.
I keep
what feels like
jinxing
every day
teams.
of the week, but Chronicle and Crashies have a long road to walk, and they're not
Yeah.
getting many steps towards it. Crashies already gone, leaving Chronicle
Yo, give me 1
not
second,
to be
bro.
able to do anything. Heretics swinging that pendulum back in their favor.
Just the right time as well. Find themselves 11. Ultimate's available for Fnatic, but it's only really Boaster and Chronicle. And one away for Crashies, so maybe there's something that will set in motion a set piece. But this one's over before it's even started, to be honest with you.
Enemy remains.
With Boaster getting
My
isolated
cat
like
just
that.
crying outside the door.
Yeah, maybe feeling the heat a little bit, because we got Fnatic's second timeout now. Again, lots to consider. Boaster 3,500, he's going to be able to get potentially a rifle and a shield together. Certainly not comfortable.
Has Valorant become
That's
better?
kinda everything
No.
left in the
The
tank
game is
for
still
him,
just a
so-
less.
Yeah, and look at those string of rounds as well. I know you guys can't see it, but it has been mostly that Heretic side. From round 16 onwards, it's been solidly in their favor, and you're looking at the financials, Mike, they're up to like 6k almost. They got ults
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
online,
yeah.
one away from Benji's. You've already got
You
mini boost
rooting for Fnatic?
sitting there. Woot's a little way off, but it's not the end of the world. On the other side, one away from Crashies will have his ult.
No,
if he
I'm
can get
watching
something
Sun.
going
I'm
this
gonna watch
round.
both the games today.
Chronicle's got his and Boaster's got his, but other than that, they're scraping the barrel in this round financially. They're gonna have to try and put together anything they can here and find their response, because
They had their Viper
are
ult for a long
sure,
time. They just
but
gotta use
we
that.
need a complete answer.
Yeah, we do. See, which is the worst initiator on Lotus?
Rien's
Okay.
disagrees.
Yeah.
Rien's?
Anyone welcome
I'm
to
seeing
India? Yo, what's up, bro?
something that contradicts that a little bit.
Don't seem right. Don't seem right. Like, I believe you,
Rien's-
but it don't seem right.
Rian's kind of shitting on that stat, I'll be honest.
Oh my god, you said a naughty word. Please, Michael. I can't believe you're being this unprofessional.
It's because I'm at home.
What's your schedule now?
Immediately trying it again. Take
I
that
still
space,
usually try and
still
sleep at
stay
like
confident, stay in their
by
face
like
here, but
1
it
or
is
2.
asking a lot.
3
3 players on the other side. We know
for the most
Fnatic's
part.
tempo is cautious, it's slow, it's
I usually try and
methodical.
sleep
Now,
earlier.
we've seen in the past him having the support from Benji out here, so it's hard to know what you're completely walking into. Fnatic need to get that full picture first.
You like playing the first game or second?
Similar approach once again.
First, you get like 40 minutes on the stage
No
to
pressure
warm up.
point to
If you're on the
really
second
focus
second
on
game,
profile.
they give you like 2 minutes. Alright, let's go.
Ton of utility
That shit's so
positions over
fucking
here.
annoying.
And it's Benji and Woot.
You clear tired? I'm a bit tired, yeah.
Woot desperate to try and sniff out the approach, but forced back a little deeper now. Fnatic almost. I don't want to say.
Stun.
Oh yeah, I was going to say hesitating, but
You don't get that easy pivot here, and look at the space taken back. They're getting hurted. They've got no room to work with. They're going in somewhat blind towards the safe site. Yeah, Benji is going to be considered, but it doesn't really stop him from being here. The paint shell going to go in. He's fine. It's
How are you,
very
Ben?
close. It's very tense.
chilling.
On 15
How are you?
seconds. That spike is not up. It's behind the wall. They've walked
Oh.
in late to this. Fnatic having to dig deep
Fnatic?
here. But Rien's doing the
Oh, he's got Neo. He's got the Neo.
swings. Oh, and he's focusing the backlines.
Oh, wow.
Fine work from Mini Boo.
The Neo,
Perfect
bro.
target placement. I thought he made a meal of it, but absolutely not.
Up to 10 minutes before Warfront, are you gonna stay for the whole series? Yeah, it's gonna be like a 28-hour stream or something like that, I think. Until the other match is over. It's gonna be a while. I know.
Huge factor here.
One enemy remaining.
See on the replay. Yeah, that's ridiculous for Mini Boo.
Let's go!
Up to 12 now. It's going to be.
Bro, why did they all? Why does everyone in Europe fucking scream when they went
The
around?
Sheriff in the hands of Boaster
Like for a solid 5 seconds, bro.
in prime position. Take this first map now. I don't know how Boaster's not taking a tag there, but in the second, being punished here in terms of the inventory.
I mean, look at those light shields, Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
3 of
Yeah,
them
this
left.
scope's going to do work here.
And the one player who had bigger armor was Boaster, who's now on 10 HP.
Are we sure Boaster's not on another server?
The fuck was he doing?
Oh, mate. Okay, Fnatic, where do we go now?
I was Buster so pointed. They had like 30 seconds left on the round. He has to take it.
And Boo still patrolling with that outlaw. B doesn't feel good. A doesn't feel open. You're walking in late. You haven't cleared through rubble. This is looking absolutely chopped up. I don't know how they're going to get through here. I don't think they can. 38 seconds. What's the go up? Oh, Woot.
15 HP.
Yeah, that's a good step. Kayaks, oh, okay, 30 seconds now. Clearing through towards tree, but there's still store here.
Yeah, he has
There's
full
still
Vice
balls, so
utility
they can't
and the
approach
Vice low
other
here.
side. Benji pops the ult. Cool. 20 seconds. Mike, they're leaving this so late.
Yeah, it's starting to get really awkward now. Showstopper.
Yo, I don't know
completely
about
shut
this
down by
round,
Boo.
Fnatic.
Love it.
Paranoia
Voice
to
line.
I think
down.
Fnatic
Yeah.
ran out of ideas or
Look,
what
you
to
can do
do.
the TP.
The last couple of
Sometimes.
rounds.
Oh, that's so sick. Kron, it's a formality as Heretics claim the first at 13 to 10.
Damn.
A brilliant affair between these two already. This Lotus game was a treat
Wow.
to watch. Heretics
I thought Fnatic had that, but I think they're falling towards the second half. Like last 5 rounds wasn't good, that good.
We have Haven coming up next, so don't go too far away.
Guys, I'm Fnatic. I'm Fnatic. GS is following. They're done. My Crash is not doing. Hey! Okay.
They got their little team exercises and shit. The fuck. Actually, no, well, obviously this shit's not over, but like, that should have been a Fnatic win right there.
come on through, the time ticking down. All you need to find is one headshot. Might just be able to clutch this one out and send them to the grand final.
It's all left on Vanya's shoulders.
There's one way to do it. That is the way to do it.
Let me wait for 2 minutes. Yo, chat, who's winning map 2? It's Heaven. Team Heretics pick. I'm gonna make a poll. Made a poll. Vote up, vote up. Wait, how do you make a poll with like points where you can like put points on it? How do you make that poll? How do you make a poll with points? Do you guys know? Prediction. Ah, slash prediction. Okay, let's see it. Alright, y'all got 2 minutes.
Team Heretics manages to secure Fnatic's
Prediction
pick
up,
of
prediction up.
Lotus. Both of
Put
the
your
teams
points
went
in, put your
toe-to-toe,
points
but
in.
in the end, Los Niños were able to get the victory on
Y'all
the
got
first
1
map.
minute.
Welcome everybody. I'm Kakuka, Ulises, and Tom joining me here.
Y'all
Tom,
got 1
did you
minute
expect to see
and
that kind
10
of score? I know
seconds.
that you were supporting your family, but especially after the way that the first half went, did you see Team Heretics closing it?
No, I think especially with Fnatic going into the attack half with an advantage, we spoke a lot about the IGLing, the calling, and this sort of way they managed to almost mold the map to their own will. And I think when they started the attack, it kind of looked like it was going to go that way, but adaptations from the defensive side, like these fast-paced, aggressive retakes, and then just like some crazy individual rounds from Boo,
10K
from
going in.
Reyes, from
Damn,
Minibu.
bro.
Like it really was like, this is why we talk about this team as like the depth of talent that they
Big
have.
baller,
That
huh?
people have talked about, like, oh, if you were going to replace someone on a team, I think on this team it's always the hardest because you watch their games and you go, well, they're all ridiculous. And well, in this map, I think it's shone through.
Yeah, it stands out to me, Ulises, when I look at this, I see the post plans, right? And I see two very different plans from both of the teams.
Yeah, when we're talking about Team Heretics, they were facing the team they have in front of them, and every single time facing them on Rubble, on Dawn, whatever. They're pressing, playing aggro, trying to deny the space, knowing that having Neon plus Breach is hard to deal against. Maybe Breach is not the best support. Maybe the stats is not with him when Rian's playing it.
Rian's begs to
It's
differ.
not the same.
I think that especially with the first half that
Yo,
we
chat,
were
my beer back. I'm gonna
speaking
get some water.
of,
I'm
we saw
out.
a Rian's that was not only always good for one, he was most likely good for two, good for three, and especially in those clutches, you could always count on him.
He's been playing so good, and it's not only the clutches. Clutches have been only the top of the iceberg. But if we talk about his utility, trying to abilitate every single time, letting Minibu to play every single round comfort, and not only Minibu. Also, when it was needed, he was just supporting the Omen to get the space and play on Rubble without no single trouble. It was pretty easy having Rians on the team.
Yeah, I'd say if we had Rians maybe on any other team within EMEA, we'd be talking about him as like an out-and-out star player. Like it would be every week, every stat, every highlight would just be Rians. But unfortunately, as I said, he's on a team of superstars, so he can't have the limelight all the time. But I think also you just look at him out of the server as well, very calm, very level-headed. For someone who is like a Turkish player with explosive aim, like you expect to see him just screaming all the time, but he's very relaxed, and I think that it's the perfect sort of balance to what is the rest of the squad. And then you look in the server, and he's exactly the same as the others. Like he's solid with his utility, but then the raw aim that he has in moments where you just go, he shouldn't be winning that fight. And I think even more so on impact kills. Like if there's a kill that you go, that one kill can turn the round, Rians is getting that one kill every time.
Yeah, absolutely. We were speaking about the retakes and the different plans coming in from both of the teams. And I know, Tom, that you wanted to take a look at one of the rounds, because especially when Team Heretics was on the attack, they had to get very creative to try and stop Fnatic on their feet.
Yeah, for sure. I think like this is one of those moments where we highlighted lurks a lot in the previous series, but just the sheer level of delay that Benji was able to pull off, like they have the Rolling Thunder to force them back into Benji's crosshair. Okay, it's not the cleanest of kills, but yeah, the util from Rians. But then the rest of the round is spent knowing that they have to deal with this. Like you even have the wraparound back from Chronicle, who has to go all the way back through B just to kill him off. And by that point, the time is ticking so far along that even though they use a lockdown, even though they get back into this site, Rians, as long as he wins those first couple of duels, the lockdown doesn't matter anymore. He even gets caught by it, but the time is so far in his favor, and the person who kills him is Chronicle, who had to go all the way back around the other side of the map just to deal with that disgusting lurk.
Yeah, exactly. These are the kind of performances that make us think, hey, Team Heretics still has it. They're way ready for this. And before we went into today's matchup, we were speaking about the duelist head-to-head that we were expecting to see. And as we, as Haven is the next map, I think that we should bring back that discussion, Ulises.
Obviously, I mean, we are going to see the 2v2 duelist, Good plus Minibu against Alpha, and also Kajik that has been playing so good. I mean, this match, you can see the statistics and you're going to say, okay, Kajik has been winning. But if we talk about the tools, right now it's an 8 for Kajik. Only 2 kills for Minibu against Kajik. It's a +6 difference. It's the biggest difference that Minibu had at this moment. But let's see, we have to go deep into the BO3. Maybe Minibu can fix it. Yeah,
also, Tom, I wanted to ask you, because at least for me, they do, especially on Lotus, they filled 2 different roles, right? Like we saw a Kayak that was more with the operator, with the race a little bit on the back. But when we look at Minibu and what he was doing on the defenses, being way more proactive and just taking full advantage of Neon. Do you think that moving on to Haven, even though we expect the compositions to be the same, there's going to be an stylistic
I think on defense, especially as you sort of mentioned, I think that the Yoru has to have its sort of like variation. Like I still think you're likely to see that operator come into play, but I expect to see those like mid pushes, that space taken, looking for openers, trying to be disruptive. The interesting thing though is that the Yoru in a lot of cases, especially on attack, is more about that info. It's getting into space, taking control, and the ISOs are the one that I'm looking at. It's like, who's winning that 1v1? Who's winning that duel? And I think that it's definitely going to be an interesting one, because you take Alpha on that map, he did have some moments of like that vintage best in the world Alpha, yeah, like just winning rounds individually for the side of Fnatic. If you get that on Haven, they win. Like, Woot can definitely match up to that, but that's a level that not many players in the world can hit.
And let's see also how hard they're going to be trying to get to punish into Fnatic, because if we see the playstyle from Team Heretics, he's not totally playing his combo, he's also playing some of his strats.
We got ourselves a little spectator here.
Has built them, so I don't know. they should be bringing something new.
So we maybe be turning our heads and just thinking also at another head-to-head that we briefly mentioned, and is the IGL. We expect both of them to be playing from the Omen. We saw, even though that we were highlighting Boaster at the beginning of the day, saying how he's been so proactive, well, so fundamental for all the team's success, and him individually having such a brilliant performance. Tom, that is something that we did not see in Lotus, and I feel like right now Boo is on this crescendo going throughout the day.
Yeah, I think it becomes a slightly different story on this map because it is mirrored. Like, the way that the defense worked there was having those aggressive starts to rounds and then having very, very fast-paced retakes, which, when you're playing with the same comp, can be more difficult to do and will be more expected, I guess, when you know what's coming. I do think that's going to be the intriguing thing, though, because we know that Fnatic, I think it was versus Vitality, had an incredible attack side, and their attack side has been almost impeccable on this map, but their defense has definitely struggled a bit. They had some very slow starts, and if you see that come out from the side of Heretics and they get rolling, when this team gets rolling, the only thing can stop them is them getting frustrated at themselves, like we saw when they played Split. But other than that, it's very difficult to get the combo breaker because you just see them laughing, having fun, like doing crazy stuff just because they're having fun within the game. And the second that happens, it is GG. Like, this Heretic squad, when they're happy, seem unbeatable.
Still good, chat. Holy fuck.
Okay, let's jump straight into Agent Select. We do not expect to see many changes, but hey, last time Vitality changed something, and no, we're going to get the mirror compositions. Yes, pound for pound, the Euro versus
on the
Euro,
ISO now.
the ISO versus the ISO. As we were saying, Team Heretics is going to be starting on the attack. You're saying that they cannot be stopped, but what about Alpha in his prime form, where he was very close to losing against Navi and saying, I am not losing this?
Hey, if you get... Althea is one of the few players on the planet that you get him angry and he plays better. Everyone else starts to whiff, get frustrated, but you don't like that man when he's taken a loss because he's so difficult to play against. I know for a fact he's going to come into this seeing a team copy their comp, take aspects of his gameplay and try and beat him, and he's going to want to kick them into the dirt.
And also, don't forget, good saying that he's better an ISO than him.
That is also true.
That is a reason to be mad. There is a reason to just punish
But you could
them.
say the same. Kayak has said the same thing
That's a
about
sub-
mini
that's a
We've
sub
had
match.
some grudge matches, even though
So
they're
good,
all
bro.
way too friendly for them to be proper grudge matches.
Exactly. Well, Team Heretics is one map away from closing this best of 3 in their favor, getting that first seed and continuing their win streak against Fnatic.
Was it
Please,
good?
guys,
Very
take
good.
it away and take us to Haven.
This is a lovely little matchup here on this map, Mike. We get the originators of this comp against the ones who can adapt it, overcome, get stronger, get better. But who wins when it really matters? That's what we've got to look at here. Where's your money going? Are you going with the Fnatic, the tried and tested, the Alpha on the ISO, or do you believe in Heretics on the upside?
Bro, Alpha is about to go for 35.
You got to know the ins and
No
outs.
cap.
Where are you going?
I mean, it's a really tough one to call. I think the one thing of it to say is obviously Heretics feeling very confident in terms of their ability to put this double duelist to work more. Can Fnatic, I guess, dial into the confidence we've seen, the team synergy we've seen? Everybody, it's not often you talk about the vibes of Fnatic. Oh, hold that thought for the time being. Kayak. What? What? No!
Yo, what the fuck?
Give it to him.
Oh my god.
Give it to him.
Kills, and that was unbelievable. Blink and you miss it. I hope
Holy
you're down
fuck.
locked in, because we've got to run that replay.
Yo, that was insane.
I mean, the best way to start a map 2, right? We're talking
Show me
about
that.
the confidence, the double duelist matchup. Oh, it's beautiful to watch back.
Magic. Absolute magic.
That's
Oh, I
probably
could
how
watch
you
that all
want
day.
your Yoru to start in round 1.
Holy
honest.
shit. That was fucking incredible.
You said it, right? Get those head-to-heads going. We've got some big matchups here between these two. And if that's the sort of tempo, that's the sort of level we get, this is going to be an outstanding
Bro, that was
game.
fucking
The
insane.
stage is set for mini brew, right? there's your benchmark.
Fucking forgot my water. Be
Yeah,
right back.
whether or not you can find a response here. Obviously, Vandal purchased in round 2 for Kayak. Orb retrieved, one away from the ultimate now. So a huge ult for Fnatic to have in the back pocket here to kick off the first couple of rounds here on Haven.
And one away from ult 2. That's so nearby for Kayak. You couldn't, as you said, you couldn't ask for a better beginning. Now, obviously on the other side, brutal to try and work against an Alpha. Fancies a little bit of time in the sun, but Boo's locked in today. Like, he's actually firing back here, but Fnatic, the cavalry have arrived. So now just Benji left alive, and not for long. So, as it stands, Fnatic make it past the second round. Just going to collect all the goodies, make sure none of that slips away, and they walk away with a 2-0 start.
And 3 survive as well, so able to maintain the early momentum. 7-1. Coming into round 3.
Ult there.
A huge opportunity to
No, bro, that was a
potentially
fucking
isolate a player or
insane
two
ace, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
on the back of the ultimate if they want to try and use Kayak's ultimate aggressively. He might even explore towards mid. You got to bank on Heretics, probably anticipating it. Alpha though kept in check, down to 67 HP.
But they got to be ready for sewers. All right, there's been some problems down there. You know what I mean? We don't pre-fire that now. So Alpha cops a whole load of damage, down to 67. But it's just a pause for Heretics here. Maybe looking to see if there will be that reaction from that ult. But you're looking at Kayak. He's
Bro, EME really does run it down, huh?
Crashies doesn't quite get the corner.
Yeah.
Don't think he made it around there.
Bro, the video?
Advice.
I'm not that
No
behind.
ping on the minimap, so
No.
It's because I have the way.
Just
curious.
missing.
Yeah, curious as to whether or not the awareness is still there.
Kayak's on the right side though. Made it up on over towards the A side of the map, and this silence, unchecked, unfazed so far. Both trying to get out of there.
Remove the way, I
Does
can't.
do so.
I have to
Love this
reset my whole
backfill
entire
from
stream.
Crashies as well. Someone needs to deal with the dart for him. They've done so. Smoke goes up towards heaven. They're starting to feel a bit labored here from Heretics. It's starting to be held to the door, but it still plays in Crashies.
Wow,
Keep
he
this in
died
mind.
for
They have
him.
no idea. It's a
He's still
lazy
clear
check.
though, bro?
And look, a glance towards it, but
No
still,
shot, he's still
powers
clear though.
on. Clears sight until Kayak. Good trade for Boo, good spacing, but does he identify where Chronicle is? Oh, he certainly does now.
Smoke drops perfectly for Boo to spot him out.
Nice quick plant there.
Oh, it's
my God.
awkward, really awkward, but Boo clutches it out. Finds Heretics their first round. Yeah, a bit of a strange engagement initially there.
Oh, the fucking crazy ace, bro.
Fnatic almost look as if they're about to dig their heels in and lock down A site, but yeah, flash comes through. Boaster, I guess, feels as if he's forced to commit towards that opening peak, but with Crashies in that position, you could argue he's almost played in behind default. Again, the scope maybe makes it a little more awkward for him, but
Sure. What do we have? I saw two outlaws there as well. Actually, Kron has one of them, close to the other, trying to make the most of.
Well,
you can see the light shields they're at.
yeah, I was gonna say the fact that Miniboo
He popped the
and
shield so
Woot-
early, no?
Obviously, Woot being the outlier to that, but still light shields regardless. This makes it doable here for Boaster and Chronicle.
Now, I don't know if Kayak's gonna be able to do much about this. Miniboo did get out of garage. They've recleared it really quickly, actually. You can see them just checking through this now. Kron gonna be posted back up towards that window side, but it looks like it's this fake towards A. Force Crashes off the angle, try and put a couple of question marks, maybe pull a player or two, and it so far is causing that reaction. We can see it is going to be tailing back towards C eventually. Now with that smoke in, this is them trying to sell this A hit coming in.
CP
Wow.
all the way towards the other side of the map, and I think now Fnatic probably know what's
Damn, that
up.
fake works.
Just one trip, but nobody in a position to punish on the back of it.
Honestly, Booster should have just stayed on C.
It's going to be wide open for the
Because
take.
Austin still had Silver Drone to reclear. A.
Plant in.
To confirm us if I fake or not.
Benji just slipping away. He was the last to evacuate from that A side, but just watching that flank, keeping a track on it. And it looks like a three-play re-push towards Garage as well, which could be a problem. You're looking at who's in there. Yeah, Kayak. He was on the
Yo,
deeper
Kayak
angle
is
of it. Just didn't
farming,
expect it there. And
bro.
Rien's left on 5 HP.
He's going for
might be screwed.
35,
Yeah, they're
bro.
gonna see all of this one. Chronicle makes light work of it, putting Benji the last one alive. And I think he was spotted earlier on.
Oh yeah,
Especially
he's going
like
for
Crashy's
35,
now
bro.
100% aware of where he is. This would need.
Oh my god.
Bloody good attempt from Benji. Jesus, that
was crazy close.
4 found for Benji. Still plenty of time left for the defuse here. Crashes to close out the third round for Fnatic. A sigh of relief almost. As soon as that wall passes and the sight line opens up, yes, it's the Guardian, but Benji finding everything he needed to. Tough there, I mean, especially with Rian's getting
Wow,
tagged down.
he hit him 65 as
Real
well.
comfort to reset.
Actually, he headshot at him? Jesus.
Yeah, Heretics forced back down to pistols, just a few sheriffs actually.
He got a shot off on him.
With their ultimates. And even on the other side, they've got Stinger in the hands of Boaster, so we're trying to ride out the fact that Heretics are going to be down or lesser purchase. Whoop.
Here.
Double tap. Finding some protection here on the way in. NG continuing to look sharp, but the trade is good from Boaster.
Okay. We've still got Sheriff, so does Rien's. On the other side, obviously, far better equipped here. And it is quite nice seeing the, I want to say, Tier 1 teams really adopting the Outlaw more. It feels like we saw the Tier 2 teams really kind of showing off what can be done with it.
The Outlaw is fucking
it's
broken.
Worth the risk of investment.
I know, I'm good.
Honestly,
Very good.
more and more amongst the higher-end teams now. Speaking of Kayak, still patrolling over towards B. This is where they're heading.
What's my time? We're at 5.5 more hours.
Gotta be cautious about this. As much as this is a lower end buy,
Yeah, 5.5 more hours.
that B site can be
chilling.
incredibly lethal. Not just used towards sewers, clears that out. Smoke deep in towards the connector side on C, and away we go. Paranoia forces Kayak off the angle. That's good for them. Should get them at least a step towards the site now. And well, seeing that
Could be a
out,
queen
we're in
pro.
play.
Yeah, Minibu punished initially here. Makes things even more difficult for Heretics. Still only sheriffs to work with, not able to pin down an upgrade. On the back of Alpha falling. Fnatic definitely biding their time, sorry.
There goes the Paranoia. Ooh, it was a bit laboured there in the end, and Rien's is going to trade it.
Wait,
and
hold
Boo's
on.
back on the case. Boo gets out of danger, but it should be seen. A nice reposition from him. Oh, but the shot just goes astray. Couldn't quite get it across the line in the end.
I feel a little more
Close on
patient.
time too. I feel if he got one of those kills there, could have maybe
If he was more
played around that
patient,
tempo
I
that
don't
was
think they
left.
cleared him, maybe.
But Fnatic get
I don't think they
another
heard him
step
TP.
in now, 4-1.
It's very unfortunate because Fnatic actually misread the TP. So if he's able to find that first freebie, certainly doable for him. Again, making something from seemingly nothing, just the sheriffs here. Come through, find the plant, find a couple of kills to follow up on the back of Rien's and Boo. Yeah, I guess in terms of the war of attrition of that round, Fnatic still come out on top. 4-1 lead now.
All odds for Heretics.
Yeah.
Did I miss an 18-hour
stacked
DUI
deck.
stream? I don't know, bro. How did you
In
miss
terms
it?
of this ult cycle, there's going to be Minibu to try and pave the way here.
Get out of there. He's gonna ult you.
Okay, there it is. There's a combo, and it's got
Wow,
his reward.
he
Or it's
saved
got his
them.
target at the very least. Woot trying to do what he can.
He
but
actually
sadly,
saved them.
That was going
That
to
was
be
insane.
uncomfortable for him. That ult going to get burnt up with no real use to
I was
it.
so upward.
Crashes from downtown with the Hunter's Fury will at least force Heretics to retreat initially.
So he popped the Euro ult.
Actually, yeah, Alpha.
Now he's got a real one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, but actually, Minibu.
wow.
Minibu wins that?
Wait, what?
Because like we've been starting to see that clone work happening more and more, which is kind of sick. But I did not expect to see Minibu winning that 1v1.
Okay, what the fuck are you
Alpha,
doing?
But Boaster trying to pave the way back through. This is getting real topsy-turvy here.
Yeah,
Plant going to be coming
Benji's-
in towards A.
I was just about to say Benji's lurk has actually opened a lot of space here. Ooh, got to be careful. Kayak does actually spot him on the cross back over.
Here.
And actually does
Oh my
see on the
God, that's
second
such a
tap
clean
finds
shot.
it. Will forward now a 3v3.
They bring it back to a manageable scenario, but they got to get moving, right? You look at the time, you look at the positions. This is not going to be easy. Rien's trying to control towards long. His timing is
Kayak.
excellent. Catching Kayak just in between ideas. And now Crash is trying to play in Boaster potentially. They talk about their 2v3s. This one is going to be hard. But Boaster tries to take
They'll
it
you
away.
paranoid
Doesn't
everything.
Get it. Rien's is rewarded as Crashies now just has to bow out of this round.
Alpha and that dog are nice.
Yeah.
What?
Going to be able to hold on to 3 rifles as well.
This
An awkward opening
brother
here.
is
So, again, if
drunk.
Benji isn't as deep as he is, I didn't really see what happened for him in the early round either. If it's just a straight walk up mid, but kind of seals the deal for Heretics. Again, Fnatic made a good go of things. Obviously, the initial kill from Kayak to get things going.
Wow.
Obviously, Rian shutting down.
I mean, Alpha just swift on him.
Yeah,
Big for Minibu.
Minibu winning out
Look,
is a huge factor for Heretics.
this coach once told me Alpha never loses those.
Really?
We've determined it was a lie.
Fire and arrows. Wow. Hey.
We've
The
played
first
on
time
that
for
one,
everything,
the
yeah.
replay.
Can we get that on a ticker above the scoreboard?
Yeah, mini analysis 0 to 1 so far. Ignore all the previous stats, 0 to 1. Poor Coach Mini. Probably fighting for his life in Sliggy's chat. But looking at this buy, Frenzy, Sheriff, Classic, Guardian, and a Vandal. A little bit all over the shop.
Yo, so why did he buy a Frenzy knowing he's gonna take a long-range fight to do that?
No.
Just
All
what? That
damage
makes no
eventually still
sense,
at
bro.
45.
Yeah.
Oh no. Fnatic are
Big upgrade for Mini Boot. Finding
getting
crashes.
tilted a little bit, maybe.
A 3v5 now for Fnatic. And only the one rifle in the form of the Guardian for Kayak as well. Looking like Heretics will find
Like, if
their
I walk
third.
down shore, okay, I'll probably buy like a Frenzy, sure.
Necessarily
But if I'm gonna
want
go like sea longer, walk down grass from garage or front B,
one or two members of
you're not
Heretics
gonna do that with the
can
Frenzy.
afford
So, yeah, I
seal
don't
the
know.
deal here. But again, with Chronicle down on a Classic and Kayak on a Sheriff, no real motivation for it.
Nope.
Can't argue with that.
Closing it out, yeah, fair play. Righty. So as it stands, got a little bit of a turnaround here, don't we? It's too early for me to start telling the stories about it, but so far Fnatic have been the role's been.
Yo, why do they have to
They've built up
rewatch
a good
that?
amount of bank, which still
Yo,
should
that's
get them a good
fucked.
buy here. I don't think there'll be an issue in that regard.
Oh. It looked worse in slow-mo,
Did
sorry.
we get this?
Yeah,
Yo, that's
get the replay?
fucked.
we ran it in slow-mo.
Yo, Master, thank you for the props, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
I almost would have preferred to see a player cam react actually there.
Really?
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Seeing the slow-mo, surely.
I don't know. Just the face going, oh. It's all right. He's gone from a frenzy to an operator. He's gone, guys, I need a little confidence here. And he's good with this. He's normally been pretty solid. I can't actually fault him for it. I've been doubting it in the past.
He bought an
You
operator.
can see how hard it is to
Respect.
implement this up against an ISO shield coming in. You've got Heretics now running through the site. Just, again... And when you're Boaster and you've got that operator, you're probably already looking for a save here. What motivation do you have to go for this? That's a prized possession now. If Crashies and Kron can get something going, sure, but the odds are awful.
I think it really relies on, like you said, Crashies or Chronicle to find the opener.
This is like
Doesn't
so
look like
hard
that's
for
gonna be the
Fnatic
case.
to win this.
Heretics happy to tuck in, nobody.
I feel like they've been
going out
playing bad the
hunting.
last couple rounds, like call-wise.
I think now probably realizing that, but Chronicle consolation at least. As I said in the previous, can afford to throw a few bodies on the line, but probably no more than that now. Okay.
Easy, Tiger. Yeah, well...
That's an ace right
I
there.
gotta say,
Get
it's
yours
very cool
before
coming
you
out from
save.
Heretics, because it's brutal to try and hold that B side, even with the
I mean,
operator, right?
me and
Let's say
one.
you're there. When you've got that ISO shield just to be able to trail
Yeah,
up with,
exactly, yeah.
you're out of the round. It's such a good read, because it's not the first time we've seen Boaster playing that sort of position on B, right? It feels quite common now. If it's available, maybe they run it, maybe they don't, but fantastic read from Heretics to kind of pull the trigger on that approach.
I guess on the other side of that as well, when Mini Boos find an opener like that, all the way into A-Link. It's not even the B player that feels the pressure.
Yeah.
It's the second or third peak potentially onto trying to...
Bro, why is Boaster opping and not Kayak?
Boaster curious once again.
Like, what the fuck?
I think now probably noted as well. They're almost anticipating this operator to be in the hands of Boaster and be on this side. Yeah,
I
we're
like
happy
that, though.
to... Yeah.
I liked what he was trying to do, go for that secondary player, trying to ignore the shield, but you can't really ignore it in the hands of Woot. Already clearing out Alpha from the site. Down again here. Forcing the ult from both sides. Here we go. This is about to get chaotic.
A ton of information gathered on the side of both, and actually Mini Boo shut down by Chronicle.
Yeah, but most has just been dropped by Benji, so kind of a back and forth there. Kayak tries to isolate one. It's not going to go well
What the
against
fuck are
Woot.
Fnatic
This
doing,
heals in
bro?
towards the back of the site. It's Crashies trying to do anything here. Trailblaze his way forward. It's a valiant attempt, but it goes really only so far.
Bro,
Woot
what?
is really where this started and ended, it felt like. Cleared that corner well. Boaster found very little impact. A nice attempt, sure. But again, still able to hold this down, clearing out Alpha, clearing out all of these kills. And Chronicle, once again, just left to rot, really.
Yeah, you gotta watch this one conclude.
What the fuck am I watching? He got the ace and he got a little too excited now.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I thought maybe he was gonna die. I didn't even spot the cage still there. Coming to a soundboard near you.
Yeah, no, literally, I was about to say, someone clip it. Someone clip it for me.
That'll be on Mitch Man's Go XLR before the end of the
Mitch
week.
is chuckling. I can hear it. I can hear his little giggle. Just right. Time out. Fnatic. They've now had 4 rounds presented to them by Heretics, and it's been pretty impressive, to be fair. Very good reads again, and I think we've been complimenting obviously Boaster leading up to this point about his IGLing and kind of how well he's been doing that. Boo on the other side, also calling very well. I love how they've been very heads up about this, and especially if you're playing this comp against the people who kind of came into this with it. But it feels tailor-made. It feels like they're very aware of how Fnatic like to
I feel
approach
like
this map themselves.
Fnatic are just
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
not calling that
other
great.
than maybe a flash in the pan with Kayak off to a
I
flying
mean,
start.
or like that, their setups are not
If
good.
they really could ride that momentum, and actually, it's Heretics.
The
who've got
individual
4
mistakes they're
post rounds as
making.
well on the back of that. So, kind of having a free run of things. Well, Fnatic are going to
Fnatic is
adjust
throwing,
now,
yeah.
maybe play a little more aggressive again with the double duelist. I don't want to say you're forced to, but it certainly
I mean,
feels as if
Alpha here
you
is
have
2
the
and 7,
opportunity
bro.
to justify it way more comfortably. But again, on Haven, it's always that question, right? You can pivot so quickly to another site on the back of, you know, a Yoru potentially, or even Alert coming through. We've seen Benji find value in previous rounds. It's not as clear cut as just being, you know, identifying where you want to pressure and play into.
Here.
4-1. Wow. Yeah, 4-1, I guess.
Yeah, it almost just looks like almost one of those kind of sponge retake setups towards C on the back of Chronicle, maybe the TP. You see actually the ping coming out exactly where the reposition comes from Kayak.
Oh, Lord, Kayak.
This is gonna be so hard to hold
Paranoid
it.
just fades away before it reaches him. He's trying to be a bit cheeky about it, and I like it. Gonna make an attempt at something. Heretics probably feeling they have some security here. Bye-bye. But that's a player noted now.
Holy
Paranoia
fuck.
sent him from afar, but no ability to get anything from it. The swing from the smoke is
That is
rewarded.
just so
And how
hard to
did
play
Mibu
backside
go
there.
from left to right so quickly? He got one backside by Plat and then towards CT. I do want to
Look
see
at
that one
Benji.
back. And you're right, it's just Benji ratting
Oh
away.
no!
Hello, hello, Boaster. Hello. This is look. Heretics are so in control, man. Like,
They are.
They've watched Fnatic here. I mean, it feels like you could watch half of the EMEA teams and get a good idea of what's being tried to be attempted. I mean, Heretics run the same comp, but it's all those little nuanced pieces, all those little looks that Heretics seem so aware of. Just the positioning's fantastic, and they're in control right now. I'd love to see Fnatic try and turn this around to gap close, but this feels a little bit reminiscent of Lotus when it started to move away from Fnatic.
Yeah, it's very rare you do see a team kind of, I guess, stabilize and
Yeah, I'm not
nullify
gonna-
any threat in the mid round.
I don't think
versus
it's like
Boaster
Team
or Fnatic in general.
Heretics
You got to give credit to Heretics in that regard.
playing
Now that look at
insane. I think Fnatic are just playing like
cushion.
bad. Team Heretics are they're just like doing like basic
For the
stuff.
scoreline, look at the funds.
But
Heretics starting to swell.
Fnatic are just playing like
They
us.
get a little cheeky. Probably the only one that's struggling financially, but he is top of the board.
And speaking of the board, Mike, and I don't normally
It's-
talk about it when it
it's
comes
weird.
to it.
It's
It
weird.
is weird,
Look at-
but
yeah.
I'm looking at Fnatic's side, and it's a map that
The accidental
traditionally,
chronicle.
in my eyes, yeah, look at oh, okay, it was just straight through the smoke as well. I was wondering how he got that secondary kill, but still, Alpha at the bottom here. He's only
Damn.
got 3 kills so far. This is probably one of the quieter performances I've actually seen from him in this map. He's been one of the great series, made that ISO look fantastic.
We
Kayak
think back
so
to
far,
the Vitality series.
yeah, yes, totally different. Again, being able to kind of keep him in a box, play away from him, has been
Make this shot for subs. Yo,
speaking
chat,
of
chill,
Alpha
bro.
as well, it looks like he wants to try and instigate something for himself.
Not going to be rewarded initially. Can hear obviously the cam's position, so there's going to be that hesitation or caution shown.
Breaking down.
He didn't even get him.
So you're giving a sound cue on the other side of the map
In
as well.
Benji spot.
Yeah. I mean, he's just got to be hard cleared from now on, surely.
Not again, 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 not again. No, no.
Again. Again!
Oh,
Bro.
Poster, he's gonna be seething about that one. And
Fnatic
even to get
are
Alpha
just
down. Even though
sewing.
the kill on, oh wow! Look at this advantage, 5v3
Fnatic
already.
is just straight up
Site
sewing,
under
bro.
Their control. Fnatic, yeah, they got a bit of support from CT, but it's shot through smokes, keeping them alive. That's what they can bank on, really. Kayak and Kron are gonna have to go above and beyond. What are you meant to do here? Miniboo's already got this corner sorted. I don't know how you gap close past this.
Feels another one that
It's so
Fnatic
hard.
can afford
No, you don't know nothing.
a save potentially. Been so many of these examples. I think that's why you see it at Heretics with a
I think it's the 2-0 for
4
Team
out of
Heretics,
the
bro. I'm
5
gonna be
members
honest.
of Heretics negative KD.
Yeah.
Fnatic just don't really have a say in a lot of these rounds concluded before they can really put something in motion. And it's, I mean, credit to Benji in that regard, right? He's finding kills that are very off kilter in terms of the nature of how we see Fnatic perform previously.
Yeah, true.
5 more hours,
Limited
chat.
the
5 more
options,
hours.
really. Now it's going
Could
to
it be a little longer because the other games are gonna last for a while?
ahead of a site hit coming through.
Yep. It's all just starting to add up against them. 4 rounds is workable. I just feel like you need just to break the trend. It feels like a drought, doesn't it?
Bro, they didn't clear the court. Yo, that's some crazy timing, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's just have a quick look back, and obviously Fnatic sitting 3-0. Their favoured side has been the attack,
Yo,
but
Alpha here needs to wake up, bro.
I gotta say, 8-4 just never feels good, especially when it's rounds like this where we're seeing them.
We need some action out of him, bro.
Dare I say, outclassed in a lot of regards.
Yeah, Crashy's hoping for something to land there.
It's not looking good.
Rien's is a bit lower, I guess. Miniboo taking a touch of damage as well, but it's not much. Boaster, put that barrel away. Betrayed you last time in Garage.
Like, every time you look at Fnatic, they're set up like mid-round.
Not have a nightmare of a round.
It just looks random.
I guess it comes back to that same.
Like, these
discussion,
setups look so fucking random. Like, I just don't know what they're trying to achieve here.
Now it kind of casts a shadow on that map one performance. You could say
Like, we're
obviously still
sitting
delivering
AFK
as
with
IGL,
double
and
trips
the
on
mid-round been
C.
looking great for Fnatic, but
And we have nothing.
now
They
the
could be
concerns continue.
garage,
If
they
you
could
can't
be
get the ball
B,
rolling,
they could be outside of A.
numerically at least.
We're just sitting down short, we're sitting top short, and we're sitting back
Heretics now
like
poised towards
this shit just
a
doesn't make
site
sense
here.
what they're doing, bro.
No distraction.
Well, throw it out, catches Crashies,
Yeah, clean
and
with
wins
it.
out.
Yeah, he's doing his job here, Woo. Kayak tries to make a hero play through the smoke, and now Boaster. Not again.
It's Benji again as well.
And he gets his ult for a 2. Alpha
Damn,
on
bro.
2v3. Good information though on the side of Heretic. So Alpha's shield gonna be forced
That's
away.
tough.
Back himself away here, as it's all on him. So much for him to try and achieve.
That shit is
These
tough.
3 players out of position. Hard angles to clear this crossfire setup. Does
Damn.
catch at least Miniboo for a moment, but it's only a moment as Heretics make it up to 8-4. Mike, it feels like Fnatic are dropping the ball here.
Yeah, and I think as well, thinking back to the previous results, a 3-9 defensive half versus Vitality, they did bounce back to a 13-10, but this one feels pretty awkward, Lauren.
Certainly does. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Fnatic just don't know what they're doing. I'm gonna be honest. That's what it looks like. They're like doing just random shit. I don't know. They didn't do anything as a team. They won a couple rounds by like just hero plays, and that's like it. They don't look that good, bro, right now, Fnatic. I don't know what they're on, but like they don't look like a good team right now. They just don't look like a team right now. What did you guys vote for? Wait, where was the thingy?
Well,
I
it
said?
was an astounding turn of
I mean,
events towards the end
56%
there.
is
That
towards
sixth round and onward
Team
mark, it
Heretics.
felt like Heretics couldn't put a step wrong.
Can I joke
Everything
that
lining up for
right
them.
now? Booze
And
everything.
where was the reaction
I'm not gonna
from
lie, it's not like
Fnatic?
he's like even out reading them.
The amount of success they
I
found
just
in the
like
post-con,
I don't know.
and there
It's
just
like
wasn't really,
they're
I don't
going
know
to
what to say, you
setups
didn't
that
see the
make no
adjustment
sense.
from Fnatic because players were falling
It's not really
way
like the
ahead of
IGL's
It wasn't
fault.
as if they could even get
Like,
themselves into a position.
They have like stress and
formulate
protocols and
some
like
type of retake. I
things
mean,
they do as a
most of all,
team,
in a
and it
couple
could be
of
like any of
weird
them calling in
scenarios
it,
before
but
the
like
spike's even
they just look
planted,
lost.
Can't get, you know, no smokes and no paranoia in the retake.
They're just like picking a corner and then
Not something
they're just
we're
playing in that
used to
corner.
Seeing Fnatic have to overcome.
And that's where I think I agree with you. It's the surprise to see it in this sort of position, but it is what it is. Heretics looking the closer to form here, and what a message to send to do it on Haven if they can. Still an opportunity now, but look at the proactive approach here. I think Crashies is aware of this.
Oh wow,
You look at his pathing, he's got to know something's going on.
he's very aware.
There's Mini Boo on the other side. He will get
No, not the
immediately
shock.
overwhelmed.
Not the
Don't let it go too
dart.
far, do they? Instantaneous reaction.
Not the
A lot of players
utility.
spotted, though, on this flank, but it's a good idea. It's
Not
the right
Ace in this
idea,
time.
but Alpha this time ready. Sheriff in hand and locked in
Ooh,
for it.
Boo.
Boo. The timing this
Ooh.
side on Chronicle's side. Boo goes down. And now the rest of the retake looks a little light here as Poster going to be rewarded. Taking down his nemesis, Benji. And just one left alive really to handle is now Mini Boo. And there it is.
Damn.
Chronicle claims it, and it's a safe start for Fnatic.
Much needed, maybe. Of course,
That was a
correction here on
way
the back
better
of the pistol.
round. Like their attack
Convert round 2.
looked way better right there on the first round.
Yeah, I mean, great isolation on Crashies, but almost at that point he can relay all that information. And what's important is Wu is double faced. There's no chance for him to find any success on long. Actually, even Chronicle finding the wallbang as well. I think, yeah, I believe actually down to 5
They still have a
HP, Evan,
55% chance to win the match.
yeah,
That's
obviously,
crazy.
I mean,
What a
conversely to
statistic.
what I was saying, the first half Fnatic do have a 64% win rate on the attacking side, and most notably being obviously flipping the Vitality series, or sorry, map here on Haven.
2 pistols,
Again,
3
that string
rifles.
of rounds. So it doesn't make you feel as if it's a guarantee, right? It's not a given.
No. Patience being shown. Fnatic's tempo, look, they've really slowed things down here, it feels like. Yeah, obviously the statistics in the first map of Lotus kind of highlighting how tempered they play these days, but you can see the caution being displayed, and rightly so, little high-low set here. Between Wu
Yo, they're
and
gonna
Benji.
fry them like
Could
that,
be
I'm not gonna
rewarded,
lie.
But the dart gonna have to be dealt with by one. Away we go.
That's the W angle.
Shield
Yeah.
gone. Oh my God, they got
I
two.
told you, they're
One
gonna
spot
fry
and
them
two
right
is
there, bro.
outrageous. Wu's
That
gonna
angle
try
is
and make a
OP.
quick escape here.
Holy
They held off
shit.
the hit.
Yeah, and a man to the good as well. We'll try
That's
and
a-
police that
that's-
weapon back.
Trust
Get it
me.
into the hands of Chronicle.
I've experienced that angle.
Certainly feeling a little more
You get fried
awkward
instantly.
now. Never feels comfortable walking into B late round. 20 seconds left. Luckily, nobody from Heretics on the other side of this.
Yeah, it does feel like just fortune is on their side, at least in this moment, because those corners feel so threatening. But the plant's going to come down. Boaster pops it into place.
10 seconds left.
Still a number disadvantage,
Spike
though.
planted.
So if Heretics can try and fashion something together to cause those problems, deny those trades, we'll see. Trying to maybe daisy chain those smokes in, but what a shot.
Oh my
The
God.
Crash is falling. Now they can't secure both
You
sides.
saw him.
You can see the discomfort. Chronicle's gone down. How the hell is Post the last one alive as Boo?
Oh my
sidesteps around him and the
God.
disaster strikes, Mike. This was never meant to be the round.
What's the haymaker here from Heretics?
Thirsty.
Catching Fnatic off guard. A pay safe card.
That is
Richie
fucking
nonetheless
crazy.
To get 9 on the board. and strip away any early advantage that Fnatic could try to build on the back of the pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
You just random
version here. The highlight
Bro.
set up on seat, but Miniboo. Sorry, the second was a headshot as
second.
well.
Wow.
How's he getting that? How is he getting that?
That was insane. That was pure luck, but like,
I mean,
Truly.
that was insane.
just a tilter of a round, to be honest with you.
Yes. And it's such a key point as well, such a pivotal moment. To have that upswing, to have that just fall into their lap. Well, Fnatic in the past have had their heroes. They've had their players step up to save the day, but right now no one is here to help, it looks like. Miniboo, Woot in control, no access.
We'll see one of the weapons removed. No, she's able to retrieve it at least. Nicely placed on the windowsill, but Miniboo elsewhere has removed the other rifle. Alpha will fall.
Am I gonna play Ring Fighter? No, I'm just gonna do Watch Party.
Chronicle has to make his way across, but only a classic in his hands.
Treacherous. It's just brutal to have to go and do this walk, right?
Scanning ahead.
Okay, trying to feign this attention towards C, but I mean, they've got so many bodies, they don't have to
Need
be
a
too
kill.
worried yet. Yeah, absolutely. Hell, they need two at this point, but that's a step heard.
Yeah, I
Couldn't see him.
don't think they're going to get a chance to find one, to be honest with you. Miniboo, yeah, primed. Degree.
I think it's gonna be 2-0. Most likely.
I'm gonna say Miniboo is. It just feels like he's just having a. He's built different at times. You give him like an outlaw or a marshal, he's gonna get you a couple of kills here. Kron, yeah, there's no way around. Benji's like, hey, no, go ahead, try to get to the site.
He's in the top of the cage.
Hello there. Mate, 5-10. How are we here? I want to see this from Miniboo's side. Yeah, look at this. I feel like I just want to watch his whole side. Just like the whole time.
Yeah, really comfortable. On the Yoru, again, no surprises really. We'll see.
Yo,
yeah, I don't
Smarmy
see
Sniper,
enough on
appreciate the
screen, but
prime.
time's not
Thank
moving.
you. Welcome.
Guessing it's attack. There's some music. Yeah,
We're good.
Muerto. Okay.
I think it's a 2-0
Yeah.
chat, not gonna lie.
We're fine. I feel like I have PTSD when it comes to
I
pauses.
do. When there's no music playing,
Nah.
I'm like they're trying to get something ready.
Mike, I can't watch Americas because they obviously have like half the stage go red sometimes for like the team.
It's just
I'm
yeah.
starting going, America's got tech.
Was it you just
Nah,
immediately
it's
put
not.
colorblind mode on your monitor
Oh,
whenever
it
you
might
watch
help.
Americas?
It might help. It might help me.
Well,
I see what you're doing, observers. By the way, I see you.
yes, I see it. I see it.
Okay.
Are you back
Speaking
to
of
regular
health-
streams? I'm a sub done? Yes, sir.
Get me some. I mean,
Yeah,
get
whether or
Fnatic
not-
some. Where are we going?
Whether or not Fnatic are going to be able to get any help from the coaching staff yet. Again,
What,
it's
just
got to.
ever?
I don't have any
No, I mean,
ults.
just now,
It's probably
this
gonna be
afternoon starts the second half.
11-5
Sort
here.
of being stripped away in round 2. And again, they're now in a really awkward position where they concede this, they're broke. Heretics on 11. You got to argue. Then they win the anti-eco. They're on map and series point.
And again, the gravitas of this matchup can't be understated. Yes, it
Oh.
Rooster. Bloody heck. Unconfirmed amounts of damage,
Yeah.
but it's there. The fact is it puts you one win away from getting into
Yeah,
Toronto.
which for both of these teams, absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's gold dust, right? And so for Fnatic, it's time to really buckle down here. You've got to be absolutely ready for this. If you want a chance to go into those big global events, there is no ability to be cautious anymore or, hold anything back. This is a huge opportunity. We've seen giants already fall in the form of EDG not making it out there, upsets in Americas as well. Playoffs is not for the weak-willed. It's brutal. So a huge boon to either side. And as it stands, Heretics digging
No, they
deeper
restock
here.
your
Back to
jersey?
the
No
good
idea.
before. Lotus in their side. Here, 5-round advantage. And now they have to try and figure this one out.
Like, they have a good read here
Try and-
from Fnatic. Yo, are
Try
we gonna
and,
smoke heaven? No way.
I guess slow things down. It actually does isolate Kayak.
What the
Crashes in for
fuck?
the trade. You see on the minimap, the rest of
Yo,
Heretics are a million
Boo
miles away
has
from
to be a
this.
fucking moron to do that.
First
He
time
just
because he's
drops
tested. And something
down.
I do want to credit as well is how good Heretics are
Ain't
at
no way.
pressuring these kind of backlines. Even if they don't fully commit to it, they'll normally kind of break the backline pressure, force a player to look away, hit that quick rotate, which we're seeing here. It's wonderful to witness, but Crashy's position might be a checkmate on this. It is! Root's been caught trying to play into the smoke. He's got them at least a
Like,
man
imagine
advantage
they had
to
a
shoot it.
paranoia for
Alpha
graffiti
trying to
hell.
so many targets. How's Benji got
Wait,
two?
what?
How's
How did he get
got
two?
Crashy's Amboster there?
Oh my god.
Dearie me, Benji. Starting to come online here. Defuse to be completed by Mini Boot. Got a bit close there.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
Yo, how did
Good.
Benji kill 2 there?
Again, my VMix levels aren't high enough to hear this
I got a little bit nervous.
clear enough, but regardless, 11 on the board now. And yeah, that advantage created by Crashies immediately stripped away. It almost seems a little overzealous for Boo to commit to that.
One enemy.
But even then, they're
Wow, they lined up, bro. Why are they doubled in there, bro? That's so
like I said,
bad.
on the back of Crashies, yeah, I mean,
A shift walk.
Wow.
I mean,
If it
both
doesn't work, then shift walk somewhere. Literally, bro. That's all I've seen so far.
20 HP, I believe, so it's rough. Crashies gonna
Tag.
try and
Bro, I have to take a shit so fucking bad after that subway, bro.
On the second blind, and Kayak doubles down.
I need this to be like 13-6, bro.
The start of it. Plant could be coming up next, but now we are into
I have to take a fucking shit trap.
That outlaw. Great initially.
It's
great
building,
in the
bro.
retake.
It's fucking
Brutal
building
trying to
up,
break
dude.
back
Fuck.
through towards this side.
Yo, Team Heretics,
This
let's
should
close
not
this
be a
out.
round that
Come on.
Fnatic ever lose. Even with the weaponry disadvantage in certain areas, this just should not go wrong.
Oh, no,
What the
Benji.
fuck?
Oh, Benji, you're nasty with it. Kron's got a swing.
Oh no!
No way, no,
Oh
no,
my
no,
god.
No, no, Mini Boo's gonna do something.
Oh my god.
You can't. You can't.
It's done. Get me out of here. Someone help me. And we're just gonna do a dirty. Kayak goes down. That should never have
Benji.
happened. Benji's back,
Benji,
baby.
on like a
back.
15-second swing, by the way. He just kept
Bro,
swinging
what?
wider and wider.
I ain't stopping. He's just never. What the hell was that?
Are we serious?
Yeah, that's the disrespect on that is just outrageous.
Oh no, Austin. Chronicle.
Calm. He's so calm.
No.
I'm not calm. I'm nervous. And of course there's like someone with an outlaw just falling out of window. It's 12 rounds. Heretics. I mean, they are elevating every step of the way, and it's a brutal beginning, back and forth until then. Boo tips the
This is gonna be
favor into
GG.
their hands.
Take your PC to the toilet? Nah, bro, I have to fucking poop so fucking bad, bro.
On the run, but Alpha does win. Bring it back to the 3v3, but Mini Boo
Yes, come on, one more.
almost got all three
Just
of
win
them.
this so I can
Putting it all
poop.
in the hands of Chronicle now. He needs the 1v2.
Win this, bro.
Benji
I have to take a
going around
shit.
the world if he needs to. That
Fuck.
strike's still down at long and a minute to play with.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not he could see it, but so the cage going to obscure his vision regardless. I think maybe just behind the wall, but
Bro, I can't hold it in anymore, bro.
regardless, the cage will give away Chronicle's position. Utility littered across
Come
the
on,
map,
bro.
so Benji could almost just stack towards Boo.
Just throwing at them, Chronicle. You can't win this. Let's go.
Ultimately, will sit in the camp. He can't be pushed from either direction.
Put cat and you go.
On lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my dog over here. She's sitting right next to me.
Here it is, the first signal. And they have no idea.
Thank God. Yo, I'll be right back. I gotta take a shit chat.
Outstanding performance throughout this map, but Heretics in general, 13-5, Mike, on a map like this, it sends a message.
Benji just coming alive, as you said. Rumor has it he's still swinging crashes, by the way. That is just like heartbreak to see. And that's after Fnatic find a massive way into that round.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, probably a bitter pill to swallow on the side of Fnatic because you bow out 13-5 here on the second map. And it's a huge advantage. Not necessarily to fumble, but to almost watch pass you by going into playoffs.
Yeah, and it is that advantage that goes forward. Heretics now only one game away from securing their position in Toronto, right? Getting to Masters. That's the big goal here for both of these teams. They're heavy hitters. There's a reason this game was on so many people's radar They wanted to see what these two would do to each other. The best in 2023 up against the best in 2024. And today, it's Heretics' time to shine. A fantastic series overall. But it does beg the question. Fnatic need to reinvent themselves a little here, Mike, because it felt like they hit a wall.
Yeah, and I think we saw examples on map one of Fnatic looking really comfortable in terms of playing reactively and leaning into, I guess, the mid-rounding that they've said has been working so well for them. But yeah. Heretics, man, they came well prepped. Miniboo having a fantastic series. Alongside that, Woot and Riens, but then Benji sealing the deal in map 2.
If Benji's back, if he is back in form, it's a different team. However, today we have a treat for you in the post plant. It'll be Kukuka with Ulysses, joined by Miniboo and Riens. Let's head over there now.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, I'm here joined by Ulysses and Heretics. They've done it. Again, during the group stage, Fnatic cannot even take a map off of them, Ulysses.
There is no chance. Every single BO3 they play with this roster, they never lost a map on a group stage. It's somehow they finally did it.
You know, many teams and many players, when they first come into the region, they're always saying, oh, we want to play up against Fnatic. Even last year, even at the beginning of this one, when you hear a new player, you want to go up against the legends. And at some point, that was Heretics too, but now they should feel extremely, extremely comfortable because the individual performances that we're seeing from these players, they're playing on a different category.
They grow a lot, and also we can remember Sue was interviewing Miniboo, and Miniboo was saying, yeah, last year I was facing Derke, I was facing Kang, I was facing the best duelists among the world, and right now I'm just facing a Jet, a Neon, a Raze. They don't care anymore. It's not I'm facing Fnatic, I'm facing another team. This is his plan, that's my plan. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to win the game. And they evolve a lot. I mean, maybe they are not anymore Los Niños.
They're still Los Niños.
They're still Los Niños, but they're growing.
Yeah, but we're proud parents, so we cannot just say, you know, we do not want them to leave the nest.
There will be
just
always
yet.
for us Los Niños.
Yes.
But they're growing.
Yes, okay, we'll take that. Also, something that is very important, remember the stakes of this game. If we have the bracket ready, we will show it for you because now we have the full standings closed out with the result of the first match and the second one. We will show it probably when we have the players because otherwise, you know, what's the point? We kind of know what teams are going to be playing and what not. But now we have everything secured. I think that it was a good showing of Fnatic, and it brings us back to a conversation that we've had in the past. If you have a team that is doing so well, at some point it is going to fail. It is better to have it fail when you still have a chance of making Toronto, when you've had a very, very good stage, than to do it further into the competition.
Completely. I mean, we can remember teams that have been failing on the last step and teams that have failed to get into international, even that they were in the best. They didn't manage to do it. And right now, they should be just learning about the path on how to improve, on what they have to do in order to keep winning against Heretics, maybe, on an important match. And talking about Heretics is right now on only one extra stop, and they're going to be on Toronto.
Yeah, we missed them a lot at Bangkok, you know, and now that EDG didn't make it, you know, I feel like if they make it to the tournament, they're gonna be like, woo. No, because I think that they will be looking for revenge, you know. Obviously. I think that they need to enter the reputation era. But let's take a look also a little bit of the numbers that we've been seeing in this last map. We could hear our casters, Fancy, speaking about how Benji was coming alive, but I think that we could say that for many of the players, it's not that someone was lacking. I feel like everybody had their moments.
Every single one was playing really good. Obviously, we had to take a look on someone on this cabin. We have to look at Miniboo because Miniboo has been playing amazing. But every single one, I mean, Benji had an amazing 4K that was so close to even get an ace. Also, we've seen that Riens is playing on a huge performance, even that maybe he wasn't having the best score, individual score. He was playing really good with all his utility and making every single one look greater. So yeah, for sure, for me, every single one did it.
We also saw it in the MVP graphic. Kayak was having one-off map there on Haven. We cannot say the same for Alpha though. Like, I'm so surprised because it is so weird to see a Haven and not see an Alpha just completely obliterating their opponents.
And being honest, I was expecting Alpha to step up and be one of his best matches because every single time that someone is messing with him, he's coming stronger. And could say that he has a better ISO. I expect in Alpha to come like, I'm gonna punish you. I will be winning this match at any price. But he didn't. he was lost this game.
Yeah, I think that it fell a little bit short, but again, I do not think that it is the end of the world. Fnatic will be
Obviously.
going out with that second seed. I believe that they're facing, I made my own bracket. I believe that they're facing Foot.
You have your own bracket?
Yes, I made my own bracket. We will show like a better version of this, because this is just me doing things. But match 1 is BBL versus Navi, and then match 2 is Fnatic versus Foot. You know the worst of that? It's going to be an absolute banger. Whomever loses and has that second chance, they go up against Vitality, which I do not think is... Yeah, Vitality are not going to have an easy way of making it through. Oh, actually, we do have the brackets.
Oh,
Thank you
yes.
very much, production. This looks absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
And as we welcome Koreans and Minibu to the stage, hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you. Please make yourself comfortable. Are you cold? You were freezing, or is it me that I'm... Oh, okay.
Yo, chat.
I appreciate that.
So hot here.
I gotta walk my dog. When is the next game? What's the next game? How long do we have to wait? Next game was in an hour and a half, bro? Whoa. That's so long, bro. One and a half hour? Yeah, I'm gonna go walk my dog. And yeah. He's hard as fuck? Huh. Well, I got 5 more hours to go. Yo, why is the lighting kinda bad, bro? I don't know, all good. Am I gonna play Val? I don't know, but I'm gonna go and walk my dog, and you guys can... Ooh, yeah, listen to some music. What's the first map? Or mesh? Is it love on my BR? Or not love? Love on my BR. Sentinels on my BR. Yeah, Sentinels versus on my BR. Alright, chat. I'm gonna go walk my dog. Yo, chat. Bear back. Give me like 20 minutes. I'll be back at 1.